Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
Number 5.
All right, this is episode 554. This is an episode called Edutainment Squad. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite episodes that I did this year.
I thought you were going to say, I have to say, I don't like this one.
Not my cup of tea.
Number 5, weird.
No, this was, I had a ball doing this one. This is with Thomas Middleditch and Horatio Sanz. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what happened on this episode. Of course, if you're listening to this, I've talked about this many years previous. We don't know what's going to happen on this show. A lot of times.
True.
It will go, it runs the gamut from people coming in and bringing something that they want to talk about, but I have no idea where we're going to go, to people themselves not even knowing what they're going to do. And Thomas and Horatio are two people who usually don't know what they're going to do and put no thought into it. Mm-hmm. But
great to finally get them together.
This one was really fun because Thomas, and you'll hear it in the clip, I start talking to him as Lyle Cummings. He just had a name, Lyle Cummings. Mm-hmm. And he is a Southern sherbet salesman. And he tells us about that before we kind of like run out of things to talk about in terms of sherbet, or it gets too crazy. I can't recall. So he's like, well, that wasn't I haven't always been that. I've had other jobs. And so we talk about his first job, which was he was hired to choke out middle schoolers. He just threw that out there. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? Why are they hiring you to do this? And he explained that it was so popular with teenagers to try to asphyxiate each other that they realized they needed to hire an adult to do it safely at the schools. Okay. So that's the backstory you need to know. But he starts to, I start saying, like, why did they hire you? And he says, well, you have to call our superintendent to find out. And he just threw that out there. And luckily we had the working telephone apparatus in the studio, which does not always work sometimes. I've tried. Oh,
is that so?
I've tried to get it hooked up several times before and after, and it's a crapshoot as to whether it's going to work. So a lot of times when someone's doing a phone call, they'll try to do it like this, and they'll cover the mic, and they'll be like, hey, how you doing? I'm Rochester from Rochester, New York.
I'll admit I've done that.
And
I'm not too proud to admit I've done that.
You're very proud, though.
I'm very prideful. And it goes before a fall.
It truly does. I'm hoping to see that fall today on this episode.
I hope the 7 guy kills me pride style.
So normally people just cover the mic or whatever, but we had the working phone hooked up to the board. And Horatio, I think you'll hear it in this clip, Thomas as Lyle Cummings says, well, you got to call the superintendent. And we're like, yeah. And I'm like gesturing over to get the phone. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember if it was you, Sam, if you were there. You were there.
Sam is nodding his assent.
Sam was there. And Sam, you either hooked it up or however it was already hooked up. I'm not really sure. Don't get on mic. And, but it was, thankfully we handed it over to Horatio, and Horatio just ran with it and created this character of Peppers McGilly. So let's listen to this truly insane episode called Edutainment Squad. This is your number 5.
Number 5.
What is the purpose of having you there if you don't have medical equipment, if you're not undergoing any kind of safety equipment?
You're going to have to call the superintendent.
Should I?
Are you still I got his number.
You're still
doing it? You have his number?
Yeah. I only did it for a couple years. I'm telling you, that stuff sticks with you.
Okay, let's call him. Here we go. What's his name?
Penis. I'm just joking.
What is he? You're joking. Okay, good.
No, I was going to say his name was something weird like that. Peppers McGilly.
Peppers McGilly. All right, let's call him. Can we get Peppers on the line? Here we go. You have his number. Great. Okay, you're putting it in. Peppers McGilly.
He's superintendent, and I don't know if he still is, but 88, 89, he certainly was, and this was his pilot
we'll
program.
Just call the school.
These kids.
We're calling the school right now, and
hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
this Peppers McGilly. Do you remember my voice? It's Lyle Cummings.
Hi, Lyle. How are you?
Hey, buddy, I was, I strangled the
man,
teens.
this
88.
is a great. It's nice to hear your voice again.
Pleasure to hear your voice too.
Oh, heck, we were just talking the other day. I was over there at Barnum's, and they were saying, where did that guy go? And I was like, well, I don't know. He's probably choking kids out in some other town over there.
No, I got out of that game years ago. I'm selling sherbet now.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Out of a truck or something?
Out of a truck. Anyhow, I got this
Peppers
radio host
Hi,
here.
Scott Aukerman here from Comedy Bang Bang.
Oh, look at there. Hey, how are you, Scott?
I'm good. You ever seen my television show?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I look past it, and some of it makes me real happy.
Okay, well, great. I'm sorry about the other parts.
I got children and a wife. I can't just sit in front of a television set all day like some people.
Okay, well,
That's
Peppers,
true.
can I ask you some questions about this choking kids out? And
Oh yeah, it became a real big problem in the 90s. I don't know if
It got worse. I
it
left.
got worse
I left
after '89 when you left.
Yeah, it was getting too bad. I said to Pepper, you remember I went to your office. I can't handle this no
And
more.
the thing too, the guys we hired, they're kind of like just starting to choke people out that weren't even asking for it. So I mean, it started becoming an epidemic on their end also.
So the
there's-
people you brought in to fix the problem were a bigger problem than the original problem.
Affirmative.
You know how you go to war, you come back, you're a changed man.
That's what I've heard. Yeah,
A lot of these guys that went into the Choking Teens program, the STP.
The SSTP.
The CTP, I mean.
Oh, the CT.
The CT, Choking Teens program. You come out and you can't stop choking.
Oh, really? So you didn't stop choking?
I've been choke free for only about 6 years, so I went a long time.
That's a
still choking.
long time. Yeah.
We're petitioning the county now to build a memorial wall for all the chokers that the Board of Education hired. So we're going to have a big wall
The
with everybody's
chokers,
names.
not the people who died. You're just
I
putting
mean,
up a wall.
they're going to have their own thing, but this is more focuses on the epidemic of young men that were working for the Board of Education and forced to choke people out.
Okay, so you're putting up a memorial wall
That's right.
for the people you hired to choke these teens.
And we're petitioning the county now. We're starting to do some fundraising, and I'd love you to come in.
Oh, bless
for
you,
it.
Peppers. Bless you. That is so. It warms my heart. You know, it's such an discussed thing that's going on in our country.
What a great way to put it.
And
Discussed
if
thing.
this Sherbert thing doesn't work out, you always got the job back in.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could.
Maybe you could come back and do would there be a ribbon cutting around this or something?
An alumni.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd like to put you in front of the kids and just have you do an assembly hall, a performance, or.
Peppers, can I ask, how did you get this job? You sound very unqualified to shepherd
Excuse
young
you.
children.
He's the superintendent of
Superintendent of Education.
Superintendent.
How
Here in
and ever
Macon
since
County.
the 80s?
I've been here for a long time. Well, I know I don't sound it, but I'm 94 years old,
Oh yeah.
and 94 years young. I like to say.
How do you keep your voice from sounding that old?
I'm constantly
Doing
I put
vocal warm-ups?
I put moisturizer on a rubber dilly, and I just tickle my tonsils with that and just keep everything moist.
Yep. He's a big gravy guy. I remember you being really into gravy, and I have no
Well, everybody
scientific
tells you're either in the
evidence.
gravy or ranch. Gravy or ranch. Everybody can be one or the other.
There's an old saying where we come from. If you're not knee deep in gravy, your ass is somewhere else.
I don't know. I think if you eat too much gravy, you're gonna, add an ARD to the end of gravy and wind up
What?
there.
Oh boy.
Graver?
Both, buddy.
Graveyard.
Oh.
You're gonna wind up at the graveyard because
I've
it
had to-
clogs the arteries.
Oh God.
But I don't know. You're 94 years young.
Oh,
so
my
I've had to
God.
cut back on my escorts for sure.
on your what? Your escorts?
On my escorts. Every weekend, my wife and I would allow me to have sex with an escort. Now,
Every
that kept
weekend?
me young, but it also was a dangerous game.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, 52 different escorts.
I couldn't feel my left foot for a while because of all the Cialis that was pumping through my heart.
Wow.
But we got her done.
Well, why do it if you?
Dude.
Why do it if you need Cialis to do it? It doesn't seem like it would be that fun for you if you're not excited by the whole.
it's not an excitement issue, Scott. You can still get her out, but then your Peter don't work. Then
Okay.
you gotta pump into Cialis.
Some men have difficulties making their brain connect with their dinger.
Okay, that's not you though.
Oh, I actually have what is known as permanent erection syndrome.
So you have
PES.
You have PES. Is
You
that
still got that?
I do, and a lot of guys say, "Lyle, what the heck's wrong with that? That sounds fantastic. He could just do just about anything."
That's the only complaint we got from parents was when he was strangling out kids and he
That's
had a
the
full
only
hard on.
complaint. Because they assumed that was causing it.
Look, I wish I could put that thing away, and God has
Please put it away. By the way,
God
if
has
it's
cursed
out.
me with a real meaty package.
Oh my gosh!
You could see it through thick trousers, denim. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah,
you can have
corduroy.
to hide it.
I
So,
wore
I don't
hammer
know.
loop double cargo pant Dickies, and you could still see.
You could still. That's too bad. So how does it affect your life then, Lyle?
Well, a lot of people think I'm just ready to go when I'm just trying to order a burger.
Yeah.
I still have my badge. I still have my.
You have what badge do you have, or what were you issued?
I was issued a standard issue, Macon County, Georgia, edutainment.
Edutainment?
There was a,
So that's like
there was a
educating
miss-
with entertainment?
That's right. It's a term we came up with here that I fostered in a few sheriffs of edutainment.
Yeah.
Sheriffs.
So you were issued a badge. Why didn't you collect his badge? You weren't issued a service weapon either, were you?
I did. Yeah, I had 2 revolvers. I was trained in akimbo technique.
Akimbo technique.
I was
What is that?
trained in a dual pistol.
That's where you're using both at the same time?
I was trained to use both at the same time.
Okay, and you were issued 2 service revolvers and a badge. You
I'm
didn't
sorry.
have to. Yes.
Scott, do you think that somehow we didn't, for some reason, didn't strangle these kids in front of a live audience?
I guess I thought you were doing
That's
it off to
half
the
the
side. Oh, okay.
No, we
A live
corralled
audience,
them.
not of kids?
At lunchtime, we corralled them into the gym.
We had an outfit from Los Angeles that kind of helped us stream.
So an audience coordinator?
Yeah. Now you got to understand, this was late '80s, early '90s. So streaming, you were
Very
getting that little
expensive.
printout, the dot matrix.
Sure.
And
yeah.
it was printout after printout, but you
Wow.
would clearly be able to see an adult strangling a teen,
Okay.
and
And we made beta videos and
they're all around the
VHS
internet.
videos.
To what end? Were you selling these or?
Oh yeah, we're selling them to raise money for to raise this wall.
To
This
stop.
wall I want, the memorial wall for stranglers. That
So
were,
wait, you were hiring stranglers to pay for a wall to memorialize the stranglers that you've hired?
The snake was eating its tail. There's no doubt.
Scott,
There's no doubt.
you got to understand.
But it's the bureaucracy in any township you're going to find in any county that you have to deal with a lot of it.
Yeah.
You have to
okay.
understand. When I came in to the scene, to these
Sure.
to these teams, you have to understand that there was about 4 to 5 teens dying
So between
per day.
between 4 and 5.
between 4 to 5 teens.
We had to start bringing teens from other counties, just to fill up the seats in the school.
To plump the numbers. Now, they were dying every day from self-strangulation.
Unsupervised. regulation.
Unsupervised strangulation. So that's why we brought in the task force, the
The CTP?
CTP.
Okay.
And that's why I got my badge. That's why I was trained in dual
Okay.
pistols,
Akimbo technique.
akimbo technique.
Right. Where are the others trained in the similar technique or?
Everyone's specialized.
Okay. So it was like
So
the
we had
Dirty
a-
Dozen where,
A couple. There was one fellow who specialized in katana.
okay, someone else had ninja stars?
It's true. It's like you were there.
One guy could throw a playing card into a watermelon.
Okay. So this is like
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad or something.
Well, just
I don't
a
know.
ragtag group of
Wait,
fellers that weren't really a part of anything in their own world.
but much like the Suicide Squad, were you putting explosive collars around their necks in order to blow up their brains if they didn't comply with your wishes?
I did have.
We did put the bomb around one guy, and then he went and robbed a bank. And
Claimed that that was a bad idea. We shouldn't have singled him out for no reason. He was.
We did have, but we had
was
locked
tough stuff.
neck devices that we had on a lot of the fellas because that was part of their probation.
Well,
everyone was on probation. Who did
Many of
this?
them were on probation.
You were on probation, Lyle?
At the time, yes, because
Oh, okay.
I was still in and out of jail for all that dick sucking I've been doing.
Okay, so that was before this job. Okay.
Yes, sir. But you
this
have
is
to
a while
understand that when the whistle blew, and the CTP had finished their work day, we weren't allowed to go home. We were all put down
you
in the.
finished your work day. You're not allowed to go home.
We were all put down in the basement of the school.
Oh, okay.
And our necks were chained to each other.
Okay. In the basement.
We had,
And then locked
we
you
had
the-
housing issues right from the get-go.
Okay, so Peppers, you're incarcerating these people
In a way, yeah.
in every way. They're unable to leave. They're chained to each other. Apparently, you're at a school that doesn't have bells ringing. It has whistles blowing at the end of the day.
Well,
We had a lot of unwelcome attention from people outside the county that wanted to participate and become stranglers, maybe for not the best reasons.
I don't think the people who you hired are doing it for the best
I'm
reasons.
doing it for the kids.
Oh, the kids, so they wouldn't, so they wouldn't choke each other out and maybe do it in a dangerous way. We had supervised chokers and stranglers coming into all these schools.
Yeah, I know the premise.
And I guess we had started getting the wrong type of fella that was kind of just choking everybody out. So we had to have them
I
all
remember
chained
him.
together.
You want? We'll drop a name because he's behind bars,
Okay.
so he can't do no more harm.
Oh, really? What's his name?
Tubbit Tunkin.
Tubbit Tunkin.
Yeah, big feller.
And he's behind bars.
7'2", hands like grapes. Just a big guy.
Wait, his hands
Hands
are
like
like grapes?
No, just big old, big
Like
grapes.
a whole.
But
Not
grapes,
grapes,
grapes
not
even
just
the
one
biggest
grape.
of
Oh, yeah,
grapes
like
are
a
about,
bunch.
like a bunch. Okay. I was going to
Like a big
say,
old bunch of buying a plastic bag of Big Wiggy.
okay, got it. So he's got hands that are slightly bigger than hands.
They big old hands. And this fella would stomp around. You knew he was coming. You knew Tubbit was coming.
Right.
And he may be, he may have been in it for the wrong reasons. Hashtag wrong reasons.
Why is he incarcerated currently?
I believe it's unrelated
Hashtag
charges.
incarcerated currently.
Hashtag incarcerated currently.
We're just dropping hashtags on the show, by the way. If you want to use any of them while you tweet about the show, I'd really
Hashtag
appreciate
make
it.
an education squad.
Okay, I'm not sure that you want any attention drawn to what you're doing at the school.
Well, Tubbit, are you still talking about Tubbit?
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah,
Tubbit.
I'm trying to think of the reason why he's
Is he
currently
still
in jail.
he's still incarcerated?
He's incarcerated.
Peppers?
He
is?
talked us into a new method of choking kids out where he would just sit on them for several seconds.
Okay.
One afternoon, he just sat on a group of like 7 kids.
They were
And that was what he was arrested for? It
That's
seemed
when he was finally arrested. Because,
for what?
Finally.
For
I paid
quantity?
his bail. I paid his
Because he was
bail.
doing it in bulk?
You have to understand, Scott. He was eluding police for years.
Oh.
We would find these kids. A kid would come to me. I'd put my hands up to his neck or his or her neck, and I'd see there on the chest, I see butt marks. I say, what the heck is going on?
When you say butt marks, it means like skid marks or the impressions
There's a
of...
definite impression of a butt.
Okay.
You could see the rivets on the jeans. You could see the butt mark.
I see.
And
like
I
the
said,
501 symbol.
I was saying to I remember saying to you, I said, someone isn't strangling these kids. Someone is sitting on them.
Okay, so, and that's, did you...
Years this was going on, and
Right.
police couldn't find a suspect.
the
we thought
police
it-
are coming by.
Again,
They're
we were
fine
supposed-
with everything except for someone sitting on the kids.
This was
Are the police in your pocket or something?
No,
Or-
they're not. They are good friends of ours. I mean, we all know each other.
They
you know.
recognized the problem. They
Yeah.
were the one that helped us organize the arena aspect of it because
Right, with the
parking
audience coordinator and-
sometimes these kids wouldn't get fully passed out and there'd be a riot on the hands and parents are saying, I want you to choke my kid again. He didn't pass out. And I said, ma'am, I made your child pass out. It would be sometimes they would turn into riots.
right.
So we need the police.
Peppers, you have just strange ideas about education. Now, how did you ever get interested in acquiring this job?
Well, my mother, whom I lived with
We all do that usually, unless, our mothers
until about a week
pass away.
ago,
Oh,
when she
I see.
passed,
I'm so sorry. A week
my
ago.
mother's work was in
When you say
education.
about a week ago, what do you?
About what day is it today? I don't know.
Today's Monday.
Yeah,
So
it's been about a week.
She lived to a ripe old age because you're 94.
Yeah, she was 126.
Oh my God!
Well, the oldest woman in all of the world.
Wow! Congratulations on that fact. Although now she is not.
But it's a thing. She's been around so long that it's like enough already, kind of.
It's too bad when you die. You automatically no longer have that record anymore. You know what I mean? That's like the only record that you can have that you can lose by dying. Like if you're the person who ate, the most amount of hot dogs in a minute or whatever, you don't lose that when you die. But if you're oldest person and you die, you're no longer the oldest person. It's really sad.
Unless you're the oldest person like in living ever.
Right. Yeah. No,
there's only one of those.
Yeah. Who's that?
Who? Hello?
No, we're still on the line.
Who's the oldest?
Yeah. You brought the person up.
Suzanne Summers.
Okay, enough with the jokes.
When Tubbet, we found Tubbet was just sitting on kids and smushing the life out of
Okay, so it
them.
took several years, but you found Tubbet.
Found it out.
Yeah.
He had to go away.
He's been incarcerated now for 30 years just for sitting on 7
Well,
kids.
he keeps getting into trouble in jail. You know,
I see.
You got to understand. Tubbet's not the feller that would get let out on account of good behavior.
Right. Okay.
He's got a twinkle in his eyes that says, "I'm up to no good."
Okay.
I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
I solemnly swear, with a twinkle in my eye, though.
Yeah,
He's on a macrobiotic diet that I swear he grows.
In prison?
He's now up to 7'4".
Yeah.
Oh, I see. He grows. He doesn't grow the food.
Vertically.
He grows in height. I see.
Vertically.
No,
He's grown.
He figured something out.
Yeah, he's grown about 1 inch this whole time.
So he used to be 6'11".
7'3" when I knew him.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just hearing now he's up to 7'4". That's
7'4". Oh,
That's an inch over a considerable amount of time. You have to understand.
30 years, yeah.
I don't know how. If you're still growing, that stopped for me.
No, I'm not. No, normally people shrink the older
exactly,
they get. Yeah.
But now he's on this macrobiotic.
Oh,
diet.
interesting. Well, congratulations to him.
We're building a statue for him.
You're building a statue
just
for
to raise awareness of how sometimes people can go wrong.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they're wrong.
He's more of a scarecrow in a sense.
I see.
He's a ward of evil.
Peppers, did we ever get to your mother passed away? How did you get interested in education?
I pretended to be my mother for about 15 years. Just took on her job, and eventually I learned a job, and then one day I said, you know what, I'm not going to dress and drag anymore. I'm not going to pretend to be my mother.
So your mother had this job in the 70s and 60s or so?
Yeah, late 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, she started in the 50s, so
She started, okay. So she was there for a long
You could just
time.
imagine
You
that.
slowly started.
Just imagine that.
I get it. I don't have to imagine it.
1950s. Just imagine that.
I've seen Back to the Future, so I have a vague, rough idea. But and then one day you just slowly took over her job by dressing as her, going
we
to
look a
work.
lot alike, Avi.
Right.
And
you got to
switcheroo.
put yourself in her shoes. You show up to work and you're
Well, that's what
already,
he did.
Well, no, put yourself. Oh, Scott, enough of your jokes. Hey, yeah, you got to understand that you put yourself in her shoes in the sense you go to work and you're already there. You say, wait a minute. Well,
What?
hell, I'm gone fishing or something.
I don't know what you're
gonna
trying to
take
say.
a break.
You get yourself to work and you're already there. Oh, her. Oh,
Yeah, if she's
so
saying
you didn't-
I'm going to go to work, and then
and then she sees she's already
Peppers
there.
is as her already there.
Right.
She's going to say, "Well, I guess I'm
Okay,
already
got
at
it.
work. Time to go. I don't know,
yeah.
get a pedicure."
Is that what happened, or did you?
Well, for the first couple months, people were acting strange and saying like, "You're not her. What are you doing? You don't know anything about this job. She knew things. Where is she? What have you done to her? This kind of thing."
Right. Did you
eventually-
do something to her, or?
No, I did not. I told her. She said, "I'm tired of working, and it's time for you to start working." And she came up with this idea.
Oh,
that
she
I would
did?
just
Oh,
take her
okay.
job from her.
Wow. Okay.
And
Wow. And this was she was about your age now. back then.
Well, it freed her up to do all kinds of things. It really did. I mean,
Yeah.
she's actually kind of a local hero around our parts.
Oh,
Except
really?
She couldn't do it as herself.
No, yeah, she had to take
Because
on
she had
his.
to take on my.
Oh, okay. So you guys just switched clothes, essentially.
This is a crazy town. This is crazy county.
It's crazy.
We
It's-
we
yeah.
get her done which way, one way or the other.
That's true.
Yeah, okay.
You know what they say? You try and deliver a calf with your feet, you're the one going inside.
At what point, Peppers, if I may ask, did you stop dressing up as your mother, and what was the reaction then?
It was about 5 years ago.
5 years ago. So this is a long time. This, I mean, the late 80s, the late 80s at least, through 2013 or so. You were dressing up as your mother.
I knew Peppers mainly as his mom.
Okay, you never mentioned that. So that's why you were having so much trouble coming up with his name earlier, is because you knew.
I was trying to think. Oh wait, is this? Oh yeah, that's
Right, he became Peppers.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
I'm on the email chain, so I got the update.
Oh, okay. So, and what was the reaction to this?
When I finally
finally-
unveiled myself, and
yeah.
my grandma and my mother came back to being herself,
Yeah.
people were like, "Whatever." I mean,
No big surprise to them. They knew something was. They just thought that was your thing.
they're like, "Why are you doing that for so long?" And I said, "I don't know. Maybe I kind of fell in love with that." And it was true. I did marry Don Carsdale. I was a great wife to him for 7 years.
You're a great wife to your own dad.
To your own stepdad, I guess.
Yes, my own
Yeah.
stepdad.
Okay, so. Okay, guys, is that your special laugh?
That's how we laugh down here.
In your
Hey, you ain't gonna be from Rankin County, Georgia, without having that laugh.
Yeah,
Tell you
I
what.
guess so. So what happened to Don? Was Don an older gentleman, I guess?
I do
Don
need
Carsdale?
to clarify this. You would assume that you dated your
I'm married.
wife
I was married.
You were married
to
to
your
Don.
mom's husband.
No,
husband.
you got married. You met someone and fell in love with him while you were dressed as your mother, and you married him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and where's your actual father, Peppers? Passed away, or
Oh, yeah, he passed
He
away.
passed away. Okay, so she was free to marry whomever she liked.
He passed away when he was 26.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My mother was a widowess.
Yeah. So, widow.
Widowess.
So you don't have to put a female spin on widow.
He's the board of education superintendent.
Okay,
so.
I beg your pardon.
She was so she was a widow for 85 years now.
So long, and so you decided time to get her hitched. Was this all for her, or was it a man that you fell in love with?
You know, it was for the job to keep the income, to keep the house open, but you know, some things happen. You spend time with someone you work with, and you start having feelings for the person.
Oh, did Don work at the school?
You're trying to get Peppers to explain love.
I know love is inexplicable, and you know whomever you choose to love is your thing. Did Don ever figure out that you were not your mother?
No,
Good. Good.
no, I couldn't do that to him.
Yeah.
He was a very sweet man.
Did he pass away, or why were you only married 7 years?
He did. He passed away.
I'm so sorry.
His Jeep rolled right into him.
His Jeep just rolled right into him.
Yeah.
So he was still driving at
He
a.
didn't put it in park, and
Yeah.
it rolled into his living room while he was watching.
Into his living room.
He was watching some golf, and his own Jeep rolled into his living room, crushed him.
Wow.
And
So
I
this
love
is at
that man.
This is at your mom's house, I would imagine. Where what
the
were you
house.
and your mom? Because your mom was dressed as you, and you were dressed as your mom.
My mother was bathing me upstairs. When this
So,
happened.
but to Don's view,
It looked like
the son is bathing his mother. Okay.
And
Again, no questions asked, which is fortunate for all of us.
Okay. Yeah.
sometimes you slide into certain scenarios where you didn't know you were going to be comfortable with.
Yeah. But and so your mom enjoyed being young and being you. And you
Who
Going
doesn't
to
enjoy
concerts
being
and
young?
stuff.
Oh man,
going to
she became a real metalhead with that beanie and the propeller on the back, and going to metal concerts and flying around on a scooter, a Razor scooter.
She loved it, and you loved what you were doing, and you were in love with Don, and what a terrible tragedy. That sounds awful. I'm sorry to hear about that. And you guys were upstairs, and suddenly you hear all this crashing, I would imagine, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, is this Pete Holmes on HBO? What is going on here? All right, so
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go. I gotta work.
All right. Well, what are you up to today besides taking the books out of first graders'
Right now,
hands?
I'm picking out precious metals to build that statue to Tibbet.
You're picking them out, meaning you're just choosing?
Well, there's a salesman here, the statue salesman. We're going to try to make this out of the most expensive, most durable metal we can find.
Well, you've been raising money for it for 30 years. So.
Yeah. Please go to Macon Middle School, Tennyson, Georgia, Tibbet Fund, statue.com. And please give what you can.
I don't think anyone is going to give money to erect a statue of a 7'4" incarcerated
child killer.
Killer with hands the size of bunches of grapes.
Just a real murderous homunculus. Well, that's why it's a warning to the future generations. Don't be like him. This is one of the most important statues the area has ever dared to erect. And we got about a statue for just about everything.
Okay, all right.
Children need to be afraid of something when they're growing up.
Okay, and since they can't go to the jail,
they might as well
other than
have
on
a
visiting
boogeyman.
days,
Might as well have boogeyman.
All right.
I've always said, might as well have a boogeyman.
Might as well have a boogeyman. Well, might as well have a boogeyman to you.
Might as well have a boogeyman.
All right,
Bye, guys.
all right, bye-bye.
Number 4.
This has John Hamm in it. This has Paul F. Tompkins in it.
That's me.
And it has two people by the name of Jessica McKenna.
Jessica McKenna.
Jessica McKenna. That's like when people say Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live.
I'm one of those people.
Saturday Night Live.
It's
Saturday Night
hard
Live.
for me to say. I got to really concentrate.
Jessica. What did I say? Jess McKenna. Jess McKenna. Jessica McKenna. Jessica McKenna. Jessica McKenna. Jessica McKenna is, of course, and Zach Reino. They are, you would know them from the Off Book, the improvised musical podcast.
You should.
You should know it, and you should listen to that because that's a wonderful podcast. And they were on it together, although not doing characters together.
That's right.
And here's what you need to know about this episode. Okay, previous to this clips, look, the whole episode is great. First, we talked to the husky-voiced John Hamm, and then we talked to the even huskier voice, smooth criminal Al A. Peterson.
That's right.
And the things, if you don't know about Al A. Peterson, what are the things we need to remind everyone of?
He's completely hairless.
Right. But by choice. He does not have alopecia.
He faked alopecia to get out of a long-term relationship.
Right. With, by the way, the relationship was between him and someone.
A woman named Carlifer. His college sweetheart.
You're right.
He helps people fake their own deaths by shaving their entire bodies.
Right.
And giving them a new passport.
He hates clumsy portmanteaus, such as Carlifer.
Well, we know that he hates one clumsy portmanteau in particular.
And I believe that he confronted Carlifer's
there's a famous
parents
story
about it.
where he confronted Carlifer's dad, Carl. And
his mother Jennifer
told him it was a clumsy portmanteau,
right?
And that he thanked him.
He thanked him for it, like the sniveling, cowardly worm that he is.
He's a sniveling little worm, and he's married to a vermouth drunk.
Yeah, but meanwhile Jennifer's in the other room, just getting bombed on vermouth.
She's on her 6th bottle of vermouth,
just trying to feel that feeling.
Yeah.
The other thing you need to know is he uses smoke bombs to escape.
Okay.
That's not, an important part of it of his canon overall.
It's certainly not a part that I remembered.
It is for this episode, so I believe
Absolutely.
he may bust it out at a certain point. We, previous to this clip, also were talking to Jessica McKenna, who is playing Park Ranger Marjorie Kershaw. And the things you have to know about her is she is very concerned about park visitors putting on sunscreen. And she is very concerned about the separation between church and state. So she's very religious but doesn't like to talk about it because she's a government employee.
I don't think she knows a lot about state parks.
That's why she wanted to do this character.
Yes.
She knows a lot about it. But I don't
Yeah.
think that she's a person who necessarily collects that information. I think she did all the research for doing the show. I think she went on like some Wikipedia pages. And
I was under the impression that she and her, like, it was a thing with her and her family.
it could be, maybe I'm misremembering, but I had thought it was something where she went on a Wikipedia page the night before and just memorized a bunch of stuff. But maybe it's a combination of both, or of just what you said. So those are the people who are talking before this clip, but I think the reason, and they're all great, and the reason people voted for this episode is because it's a great episode all the way through. Oh. But I think the reason it may be sticking in people's minds is because of the character that Zach Reino plays. And he is playing, he's a trainer, and he is basically, you'll hear it, but he's playing something that has to do with the game. I wanted to say video game, but it's not a video game, is it? It's just a game of Pokemon.
It's just a game in the largest sense of the word.
And he knows a lot about this game, and you'll hear, I know I didn't know anything about it, and I'm kind of trying to understand what he's talking about.
I still don't, which makes me feel good.
I think I've got it from just listening to him talk about it a couple of times.
What I like when somebody does a thing like this, where it's either they know it so thoroughly that they could just riff on it, or they know nothing about it.
Right.
So it could be either one to me.
He knows it very thoroughly and is riffing on it and very specifically, and people really enjoyed it. But you'll hear myself and Paul, and I believe even John Hamm, not quite knowing what he's talking about. And that's part of the fun of this clip. Also, I believe we talk about with the park ranger, we mentioned the HBIC, the head bear in charge, a few times. That may come up during this clip.
Right.
So let's listen to it. This is your number 4.
Number 4.
He's a trainer. Please welcome to the show, Dash Grab'em.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, so great to meet you.
I'm Dash Grab'em.
Yes, you are. Welcome to the show.
You may have misunderstood what I do.
I do. You're a trainer, right?
I am a Pokemon trainer, Scott. I train Pokemon. I catch them and subjugate them and train them for battles, and we go on adventures across the land.
What's his now?
What is a Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon is a pocket monster, a small monster that you can subjugate and catch in a ball.
Where are you on this portmanteau, pocket monster?
Oh, because Pokemon.
Pocket monster.
Pokemon.
That one's on the line.
I've seen a lot of them around your area. I'm not from around here. Yours are weird, though. I will give you that.
Have you seen them in the walls? Maybe you're just thinking of Mayor Junius Bubbledooner.
No, I saw a bunch of them outside. It would be Pidgeys where I'm from, but yours are different, and they don't have any of the attacks that the ones that I have.
You try to catch a pigeon?
Oh, sure. I caught like 8 of them. They have basically no battle skills.
They can run. That's a good battle.
Or fly. I'm pretty sure they can fly. That's a nice skill.
Yeah, that would be pretty useful if I didn't have a bunch of bird-type Pokemon. Which I do.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where do you keep all of these? It must be difficult to store all these pocket monsters.
No, see, okay, so here's a Pokeball, and so you just click this, and it gets real small. Keep them on my belt right here.
Bingo.
But I only carry about 6 to 8 of them at a time. It's my battle lineup, and the rest of them I put basically into the internet where they just live and sit around.
Is it like Bitcoin? That's a currency that lives on the internet. It's
cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
I don't think I can. I don't
Is
know
it
that
more
they have
like
any.
Litecoin?
Is that another cryptocurrency? I don't know that any of them
More
have.
like Heracoin?
I think of all of them, it's the most like Hera coin.
Is it like the Charleston Chew, which is a new cryptocurrency based on Charleston Chew, the candy bar that no one likes?
I beg your pardon. I love a Charleston Chew.
I should clarify. It is like Bitcoin in that it is very difficult to cash out because none of them, as far as I know, are directly exchangeable for money of any kind.
Okay.
Dash, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You said these Pokemon, as you call them, they engage in battles
All the
across
time.
land.
I make them do it.
Who are they battling?
Other Pokemon. It's a big, big no-no to fight a person with a Pokemon.
Oh, really?
That's a crime. Yeah.
A crime in not in the United States.
Well, a crime against
in the
nature.
legal system.
You don't have a lot of rules pertaining to Pokemon in this country.
There's not a lot of Pokemon law.
Yeah, where I'm from is almost nothing but.
Where are you from?
I'm from the Kanto region.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me?
The Kanto region of...
Pardon?
So you're from the Kanto region.
Yeah, I'm from the Kanto region.
And you
Full stop.
That's all you need.
And you train Pokemon to fight other loose Pokemon, or do people own and subjugate these Pokemon as well?
Thank you for asking, Scott.
you're welcome.
The answer is both. I love to use my Pokemon to fight wild Pokemon that I try to make faint. You don't want to ever kill a Pokemon, but once you make it faint or almost faint, you can capture it. And then you can take those Pokemon to Poke gyms all around the world, and you can battle at those gyms against other trainers and take their badges. And then if you get enough badges, you can become a Pokemon Master. And I, Grab 'em, I'm gonna be Pokemon Master.
Where are you in the process?
I have one badge.
How many do you need to be a master?
More than one.
So 2?
I mean, technically, to be a Pokemon Master, you have to catch them all. And this is where it gets so frustrating.
This is what I've
John
heard.
Hamm.
This is what I've heard.
I've heard of
You've
touch 'em all.
gotta
You
catch 'em
gotta
all.
catch
But
them all.
catch 'em all?
You have to. It is a compulsion. And here's the problem. Originally, when I became a Pokemon Master, I'm 11 years old. I started very, very
I was going to
young.
say,
would not
yeah.
have guessed that.
How old would you have said?
29.
I spent a
You
lot of
think
time in the
everyone
sun.
is just 29. though.
Aren't they?
I spend a lot of time in the sun, and I don't wear sunscreen, and my hat is always backwards.
Oh, no.
Because that's the cool way to wear it.
Oh boy, at least put on a sunscreen. I'm begging you.
I don't need to because I have coughing, and he can cast smoke screen.
Okay.
Anyway, I forget what I was talking about.
Well, you were talking about subject or finding other Pokemon, and the catching them all is very difficult.
Oh, yeah, because originally there were only 150, Scott.
Okay.
And that's like a
And
big...
that's- one can, if one were to spend maybe 200 days, I can imagine one could catch them all.
That's a legit amount of time.
Yeah, two-thirds of a
Two-thirds
year.
of a year.
That's-
Al, can I
Could you
ask
catch 'em
you
all?
what kind of day? 42 hours?
Oh, yeah, the 42 hours.
42 hours a day, a real day. A Beirut day.
Yeah.
42-hour days.
Just never sleep like Al over here.
I don't mean to actually all of you right now, but 200 days is a laughable amount of time to catch 150 Pokemon.
Okay, don't mansplain to us about, or kidsplain, I guess, is what.
Don't poke,
It's just
explain.
Some of them are in Saffron
I
City.
think maybe
Some of them,
Young mansplain.
train-splain, because he's a trainer.
Oh, okay, train-splain, yeah.
well, it's just that they're all over the world. It takes a long
many
time.
Oh.
But there were originally 150, and
But
that
wait,
was
Jackie
doable.
Chan went around the world in 80 days.
Who?
Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Are you
Let me
going to
let me
allow him to rock you? He and Steve Coogan went around the world in 80 days, so it seems like it's 200 days is, would be.
If you got very lucky, you could maybe do it.
How many Pokemon are in the Kanto region?
Here-
Let's just say.
There are 151 proper in the Kanto
now in the
region.
Kanto region. So how many?
You can get a lot just in the Kanto region where you're from.
Well, that's all that we thought there were, and that's what you thought you had to do to catch them all. It turns out every year or so, about 150 more get released, and they get
This sounds...
bananas weird every time. I'm really only familiar with the first 150. After that, there's some weird stuff out there, you guys. There's a bear. You would like that one.
Oh,
now.
I have a
wouldn't-
healthy respect for him.
You wouldn't like this bear. This bear, as I understand it, blasts fire out of its mouth.
Oh gosh, well that is, I think
The
that
teeth
is
are
the
bad enough.
HBIC for sure.
That would definitely be the
Hugest
HBIC.
bear I caught.
You have caught and trained this bear.
Oh yeah, I got it. I have a water type Pokemon.
Can I
used
ask
to
that bear? What
battle
is the name of that bear? What is the name of
His
that
name
bear
is
Pokemon?
sitting in the internet right now. Oh, the name of the species?
Yeah.
An Ursaring.
Ursaring.
Oh, that's clever.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's based on the Latin.
He's a big bear. He's got a big literal ring on his stomach.
Okay,
Oh.
on his stomach.
Ring
That's
on
How do you
Like
feel
a
about that
circle?
portmanteau?
gotta fly upside down then.
Ursa
Ring.
Ursa ring.
One is part of his Latin name for bear, and then
Right.
he has a ring around
It's
him.
a portmanteau
Oh, I thought you said
between
wing.
Ursine and telephone ring.
That's a clumsy portmanteau.
Sorry, you've been judged. Clumsy portmanteau.
CP.
Ursa ring.
Anyway, I battled him, and now he lives
real
on the
two
internet.
points.
So how do you because I thought it was against the rules to battle a human, for a Pokemon to battle a human.
Or is it just frowned upon?
No, it is where I'm from. It is actually illegal
The Kanto region.
to use the force of in the Kanto region to
Kanto
use the
region.
force of a Pokemon against a human.
But you're battling these Pokemon.
Yes, like for example, I would have a Pokemon. I would probably, if I was battling you, for example.
Wait, I'm not a Pokemon.
No. You would be a Pokemon trainer. Scott
Oh,
Aukerman.
okay. I
So,
see.
I believe you would bring your Pokemon and then
We
you
would
would set
each-
them
I
on
see.
each other.
for example, which one do you choose?
Out of my Pokemon,
Sure.
I'll choose Ursa ring.
Great, you're an idiot because I'm going to bring a water Pokemon to that fight, but okay.
Water and fire.
You bring.
Oh,
Well, that's not your fault. You're a new trainer, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I have no interest in this at all, actually.
Are you kidding me? It's got so much adventure.
Dash, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Is this Pogs?
What is Pogs?
Ooh, you got me there.
Oh.
It's a thing that I've heard, and I'm never quite sure.
Oh,
what it
the
is.
stackable cardboard disc that you then hit over with the metal disc?
Wait, why were you
That's
confused about Pogs?
Well, for a second, I thought you were talking about a polywog, which is a polywog.
That would be the
That's
clumsiest of portmanteaus.
quite a portmanteau.
Yeah, terrible CP.
no, you're talking about stackable
Pogs.
cardboard discs that then you use
Hit
a
with
metal,
a metal disc,
slammer.
and then you.
And you make bets and you can win other people's Pogs.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Metal Slammer. Is it, you said polywog.
That's what you would call it. Where I'm from, it's called a polywag.
That reminds me of a story I once heard about someone who was in the backseat of a car on a trip with his friends and his friend's little baby son who had a Polywhirl doll. And he loved this Polywhirl. Whoa. And so this person that I know was pretending to get the name wrong of Polywhirl several times, and the little boy was laughing. And then all of a sudden, the little boy started crying out of frustration
Oh my
because
gosh.
this idiot couldn't understand that the name was Polywhirl.
And this is a friend of yours.
This is someone I know.
Someone you know.
I can't.
Someone you've worked
I
with?
can't claim friendship.
Was
with
it on
anyone.
video or?
No.
I guess I don't know this.
This was a story that I heard from
a story.
life.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
I mean, I understand that. I
It
have
happened to someone I know.
my favorite Pokemon that I use for most battles is called a Charmeleon, and if you called him something else, I would think that was rude. So
Now,
I kind of understand.
That's clearly a portmanteau between charming and a chameleon.
He is
And
kind of like a chameleon.
Is his power?
Is his
to
his
be
battle
charming.
skill? Is it charm?
Just charms you
Or-
out of fighting.
Is it from Chameleon and Char, and he's a great barbecue master?
He is a great
Much
barbecue
like
master.
Marjorie over
He
here.
is a great barbecue master. He is about a 4-foot tall fire lizard, and I would say his main power is arson.
Oh well, I
Oh.
would just bring a water lizard to that fight.
Yeah, that would be a good move.
Is Chameleonaire a pocket monster?
Chameleonaire, the musical artist?
Yes.
I mean, he would be if I could ever catch him.
He's
if
a
I were to
Pokemon?
catch it, no. See, here's the thing.
Well, and his power clearly would be just having a lot of money.
You're not supposed to catch humans,
And
but
blending into it.
the technology technically doesn't prevent you from catching anything inside a
And
Pokeball.
subjugating them? You're just talking about slavery.
This
at
does
point.
sound
Well, we
very
don't like to
slavery
use-
adjacent. I will
Okay,
say.
well, we don't like to use that word when we
I
talk
bet you
about.
don't.
I'm
because
sure you don't.
These are Pokemon, are our companions, not our slaves. They battle with us sometimes by choice and sometimes begrudgingly, but we don't
Well,
ever use the word slave. Or
You mean like picking someone up from the airport?
very much like that. Like you
it's
don't
like-
want to, but you're not being forced to.
Okay. So how many Pokemon do you have?
I have 12.
12. Yeah, you're not even close to catching them
No,
all.
it's gonna be a very long road, but I'll do it because I believe in myself.
Now, you say you train these pocket monsters. Mm-hmm. What does the training consist of?
Great. So I take the Pokeball, throw it, and then they come out, and then I shout commands at them, and they do what I say.
I see.
This does
This whole
sound
thing-
very slavery
Yeah, it's
adjacent.
very mean.
Yeah.
It feels.
It's a partnership full of respect and trust.
And what do you do for them?
I put them back in the Pokeball, and then
Okay.
I walk
Okay,
away.
so you
Yeah.
imprison them.
Well, we win battles together, and then sometimes we eat a meal, but mostly I keep them in the Pokeball because they all eat the same thing, and it's real boring to take them to a restaurant.
So you're only allowing them to eat once in every rare while?
You know the crazy thing, Scott? They don't actually need to eat if they're in the Pokeball.
Okay.
I've got some that have been in that ball for months, and if you take them out, they're like a little pissed, but they're physically fine.
Is their favorite meal has to be a poke bowl, though, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's-
Why is that boring?
They love
I could
who
eat that
doesn't
like
love
3
a
days a
poke bowl?
week.
I know. I could.
I mean, you say that now.
Like a Jeremy Piven.
Talk to me on week 3.
Does he sing
Week
Jeremy-
3.
Does he sing Jeremy Piven?
Jeremy Piven class today.
Let me ask you a question. When the pocket monsters are in this Pokeball, are they in a sort of suspended animation?
Stasis?
I wish I could tell you. I've never been in one, and as far as I know, no human ever has been.
Oh,
Can
well,
they-
that sounds like that's something you should do. I mean, it's so hard to catch them all, especially if they keep moving the goalposts. You should be the first human in a Pokeball.
Oh, I should get into one?
Just
Yeah.
understand both
get
sides.
into
I
it?
think
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Tell you what,
Yeah,
if you were
have
to
a
get
little
into your
empathy.
your Pokeball, we would let you.
I'll do it. Dash, grab him, will catch himself.
Okay. What do you need us to do? Oh, he did it.
Oh, he
already.
just did.
Oh,
That
we
is
should've-
amazing. Now, how
Wow, he just
how do we
dis-
get him out?
Yeah, we should have asked that before.
We really
Well,
should
yeah,
have.
he should have given us instructions. I don't know how to work this thing.
He
Let me
said throw it.
Let's take a look at this.
He said like throw it, I think.
Throw
That's
it?
how they-
All right, I'll throw it at something. Let's see.
Oh, don't throw that. That's my
Oh,
smoke
careful.
Don't throw the smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
I'm free.
Whoa!
Wow. Phew.
What was that
What was it
like?
like? What was it like in there?
Okay, you know how when you go to sleep and you
Oh, I'm out.
okay.
Yeah, try to do something. Don't compare it to a movie either, because Al is going to have no frame of reference.
Oh, okay, geez. How do I do this? Okay, you know how, well, for the rest of you then, you know how when you sleep, it's like you're kind of aware of existence, but it's a little bit different?
Sure,
This
sometimes
is
you
not
know you're
like
in a bed.
that.
Oh, it's not
Oh,
like that.
wow.
This is you.
So you can be back in, Al.
I have
back in.
no memory from what just happened.
Oh, okay. So the last thing you remember is
Going
you
into the ball.
Going into the ball.
And then I felt a boom, I pushed right back out.
How long do you think you were gone?
I mean, it felt like an instant to me.
well, it was
feels like no
only
kind of
longer
like-
than
Yeah,
an
it was like
instant.
120 seconds or so.
I feel like we didn't get a real accurate idea of what it's like to be trapped in the
Well,
Pokeball.
I'm going to tell you, I do not want to go back in because I feel like I did not exist for that period of
Well,
time.
so now this is what the
Yeah,
pocket
this is how they
monsters must
feel.
feel.
Almost definitely, yeah.
So does that make you want to release
Reconsider?
Not even a little bit.
them? Oh boy.
I just feel like you're really taking advantage of these pocket monsters.
Oh, for sure. You know how like
Okay, so
horses
he
pull,
hears it,
You know how
so-
horses pull carts?
yeah.
Are you all up in arms about how horses be pulling stuff around all the time?
I mean,
you ask
sometimes.
those horses if they want to pull carts around?
It's not
I
great.
don't like the horses that do just the
to
carriage
be fair,
rides. Yeah.
they're also fed very well.
Yeah.
They're groomed and they're treated very nicely.
Let me ask you a question.
They get to shit in the
you,
bag.
You guys know fish? Oh, I mean, we should all be so lucky. But you know fish?
yeah,
You
I
got
know
fish,
fish.
right?
I
If you
mean,
had a
yeah.
fish, what would
Pokeballs.
your fish's day-to-day life be like?
Well, that's. I mean, they swim around in their
living their best
in their
life,
be- in
swimming in the water.
My fish has been all over the world.
But they don't know because most of the time they're in
They're-
a
yeah,
ball
they're in a ball
questioning.
in
Ceased to know that
stasis.
its own existence was going on for most of that time, but it came out and got to experience parts of all over the
I had a
world.
fish growing up, but it was an outdoor fish, so he got to just go wherever.
Yeah, mine's an outdoor fish.
So, you know, I maybe you don't think these pocket monsters have sentience or a soul.
Oh, they definitely have both.
Okay.
well,
Then you truly are a criminal.
Yeah.
you're a slaver.
You're
Guys,
a
they're-
slave owner.
They're so happy.
This sounds
How do
bad.
you know that though?
Because you can tell when a Pokemon is unhappy because it doesn't follow any of your battle commands.
Okay.
Can one come out? Can we?
Can we talk
we
to
meet
one
one?
of them?
Yeah,
I feel
for
like
sure.
we really
Which one
need
you
to.
want? You can't talk to them. They only say their own name over and over and over again.
Okay, so that's going to
So
be
they're
hard to
stupid.
know
That'll
if they're
be tough.
happy.
Is it like
Yeah.
I Am Groot, where it has different intonations, meaning
Yeah,
different
yeah.
meanings?
Uh-huh,
Oh,
it's just like
so you
that.
can translate.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Let's bring out. I guess we bring out Chameleon.
Yeah, I'll bring out my Charmeleon. I sure you.
Charmeleon.
Sorry, the Charmeleon.
Yeah, I'll bring out Charmeleon. He's just going to say Charmeleon a lot.
Okay, yeah, bring him
here.
out. Yeah, here we go.
Charmeleon, I choose you.
Charmeleon.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Charmeleon.
Yeah, how's it hanging?
Charmeleon.
Yeah, that's about right.
Charmeleon, are you
happy
okay?
Yeah. Would you?
Yeah. I don't think
Yeah,
Charmeleon's
that's
okay.
So much pain.
You guys, you want me to translate, or do you just want to infer from that?
Well,
no, I know
think
what he's
we're,
actually
We're all
saying.
in the room. We can see what's happening.
Charmeleon is crying.
Yeah, he is crying, but not for the reasons you think.
Okay, what? Translate for us. then.
Okay, so Charmeleon, this one specifically, is an arson type Pokemon. He's mad
Charmeleon?
because he hasn't burned down a building lately.
Charmeleon.
Yeah.
So
I hear you,
Charmeleon
buddy.
shaking his head.
Yeah, he's shaking it up and down. Yeah.
up and down if you're tilted sideways, sure.
Well, yeah, that's Charmeleon. Okay, so you know how like in India, yes and no doesn't look like the same head gesture as it does for in America.
I did not know that.
That's
no.
true. Yeah,
I did not know
it's
that.
side to
First of
Where's
all,
this?
India.
India.
I know
It's
in
a
the
country-
movie Gladiator, they do thumbs up when it should have been thumbs down.
I don't know about that, but that's
Okay.
probably right.
Charmeleon.
Yeah, gotcha. Can I ask
Sorry,
you?
back on track.
Okay, Charmeleon.
Charmeleon.
What is one thing that I could do to make your life a little bit better?
Charmeleon.
A whole bank?
That's
Charmeleon.
Burn down a bank.
Charmeleon.
I know.
That felt to me like kill me.
I did feel a lot.
Charmeleon's eyes just went
seems
wide.
to be seems
Indian
to be
style
really,
saying no.
Charmeleon, return.
There he goes.
Okay, I don't feel like you were giving us the proper translation.
I do feel I feel like we learned more about the real situation with these Pokemon than you wanted to let on.
Number 3.
Are you getting heated?
I'm getting heated.
Are you getting cheesed?
I'm getting cheesed.
Is it time?
This cheese is melting because it's heating up.
Is it time for our favorite segment on this show?
That's right.
Is it time for
Start the clock.
Good afternoon. Episode.
Oh man, it's time for some new no-nos.
New no-nos.
Oh boy. If you've never heard these before, this is where Paul gets some things off his ample chest.
Yeah, I get a little steamed about stuff, and people like to hear it get off my chest, and you know this, the new no-nos. New no-no. Lunchtime.
Oh, drag him!
You know that annoying coworker of yours goes into the break room, decides to cook something up, and it stinks real bad? I hate this guy. Hey, you know what? I got a deal for you. New no-no. If you cook something stinky where I work, I'm gonna cook something stinky where I live. Just sitting in my house, eating eggs. And there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, and the worst part? You don't even know it's happening. New no-no, I eat stink.
Yeah!
New no-no. Have you ever had people go, you want to look at a picture of my kid?
Oh man, I hate that.
I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to look at... Oh, okay, yeah. I'll
You've
look at
done it?
I'll look at a picture of your kid if you look at a picture of me dressed as your kid. And guess what? I already got it. Ready and loaded.
How'd you get the kids' clothes?
Shopping.
I assume they're
that makes
grown
sense.
person-sized reproductions of the clothes, not the actual clothes.
No, the same size. I twist, I cram, I fit. New no-no. I twist, I cram, I fit.
Yeah!
Okay, look out.
New no-no. You know these people who slurp their food?
Oh.
So annoyed. Okay, you like slurping? Slurp everything.
What?
You gotta slurp chicken. You gotta slurp turkey. You gotta slurp ham.
You gotta.
No. Throat clearers. They're worse than the slurpers. Okay, how about this? Every time you clear your throat, I pee in my pants a little bit. You're annoying. Dribble. Yeah, I'm just peeing my pants. And guess what? It's uncomfortable for me, not you. No. You made me pee my pants tonight.
Yes! Any more, my good bitch?
I don't know. I don't think the PC thought police will let me.
No, come on. We're gonna let you. Let's restart that clock.
Okay, all right.
Restart that clock.
Do
Start the
another one.
clock.
Time will be real.
Don't spoil anything. That's what people say all the time. La la la, plugging my ears. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm gonna spoil everything for you people. In The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis is in it.
Whoa!
Go back, rent The Sixth Sense, and give it a watch, because Bruce Willis is in it! No, Bruce Willis is an actor and he plays a character in The Sixth Sense.
He takes a shit in it, too. If you can catch him.
In the middle of the movie.
Throughout the movie. No, my bad. Oh, I'm so sick of this expression. My bad.
Everyone uses it constantly.
No, my bad. It's now my bat.
Huh?
And is it a baseball bat? Is it a vampire bat? I'm not gonna tell you. You'll have to find out when you say it, and the person hands it to you. no, my bat.
And then they give you a bat.
So, do we have to carry around bats to give to people when they say it?
Check your lockers after the show, guys.
Full of bats.
Any more?
Oh, express lanes.
Oh, turn up that clock.
Oh my God.
You go to the grocery store, what do they say?
10 items or less.
They got that
12 items
10,
or less.
10, 12, 8,
15 sometimes.
Okay, so if it's up to 15, let me get this straight. Okay, let me do the math. Does that mean I can bring in 5?
Yes.
Does that mean I can bring in 9?
Well, you could probably just breeze right through the line.
Could I just bring in 1?
Yes. Are these real questions?
Okay, deal. I'll bring in less than 15.
Great, that seems like a
You can also bring in 15, because it's 15 or less.
Oh, but I can't bring in 16?
No.
Sure.
You probably could bring in 16. I don't think they'd notice.
I feel like this is less of a new no-no and you asking us how these lines
How do
work.
these work?
Okay.
Low talkers, close talkers, high talkers. You've ever seen Seinfeld? No, watch Seinfeld.
Double dippers.
Yes. Spongeworthy.
Social media.
Uh-oh.
Is that a
Casting
Seinfeld?
a wide net here.
I've had
no,
it
it's
up
not.
to here.
I think he's moved on.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, snore, snore, snore.
What's that app? That sounds good. Snore, snore, snore.
Snore.
Snore, snore, snore. There's 4. You gotta write them even though you only say 3.
Whoa, I love that. I'm downloading that now.
What? What's with social media? No, I don't want to look at a picture of your sandwich. Okay? Maybe, you know what? You want me to eat this sandwich? Is that why you're showing it to me? Then I'll pretend to eat it. Every time I look at one of your sandwiches, I'll put down my phone and I'll pantomime holding the sandwich and spend 20 minutes at least eating it. Is that what you want?
So you, what?
Is that, are you done? Was that the end? The music faded out.
Fellas, put the toilet seat down.
Yes! I
agree.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, I had to get that off. I had a real bee in my bonnet.
Oh, good stuff.
Really grinding my gears there.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
allergic to bees.
They are musicians and also geologists. Wow, what an exciting combination. Please welcome Bashford and Franklin.
How you doing?
Oh, Scott, thank you for having us.
Oh, you're quite welcome. It's my pleasure to have entertainers of any stripe here on the show. So, and you fit into that perfectly because you are musicians. But I think what's also interesting about you is you're also geologists. So it's my pleasure to have you on, and thank you for appearing.
Thank you so much for having us, Scott. We're so happy to be here. Are you happy to be here?
I am happy to be here, Bashford.
I'm happy to be here too.
Okay, so you're Bashford.
I'm Bashford.
And you're Franklin.
I'm Franklin.
And we are a married couple.
Oh, you're a married couple.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That wasn't in your bio. It should read musicians
want people to-
/ married couple.
We want to be known under our own merits.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Because you think people would judge you differently if they knew you were married?
Absolutely.
Why did you say it right off the bat then?
This patriarchal society
Sure.
always gives the male more credit in the workplace,
Sure.
behind the music board.
So what you're saying is you think that Franklin wouldn't be given her due because they would assume that you just pulled her up into this business.
Absolutely.
But if you don't know you're married, then people will assume
We're equals.
you're equals.
Yes.
Great.
Equal.
Much like Claudia and Paul over
Yeah.
here.
Yes. Oh my
wow.
God.
Equals.
Equals.
Am I
see you
equal
both.
to you, Paul? I thought you were my boss.
No, you're double me.
Ooh,
That's
double
not
ball.
it.
Like
That's
double
not it.
you?
W.
W.
Yeah, I just got the. It was sent to me in the mail this morning. I found out.
Okay,
great.
great.
You ever see that movie W? Nah, God did.
Haven't. Can't say that I have.
I saw that movie. I loved it.
Did you really?
I thought Josh Brolin did a great job as George W. Bush.
He did, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Man,
The spitting image.
He endeared him in my heart because I was quite upset.
You were upset at
Between
George
the
W.
years
Bush.
of 2000 and 2008,
Really?
I was quite upset.
The entire 8 years
The
you were
entire
upset?
8 years, I was in a
He didn't
tiff.
get out of bed. He didn't get out of bed.
What did that do to your mental health? My God.
Oh, that made it worse.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It was a
yeah.
byproduct of his mental health.
Oh, my heavens.
But now I'm back.
You're out of bed. You're
my
on
mental
stage.
Oh, yeah.
And was it the movie W that got you out of bed?
The movie W got me out of bed.
Wow.
Once he became a human to me and endeared
Like,
himself
he's
to me.
fine.
Dude,
We
he's
all make
fine.
mistakes.
He loves baseball. He loves
paints.
alcohol.
Oh, he paints.
Oh.
Very
Do you own
endearing.
any of his paintings now?
Yeah, we have a
do.
whole room.
We have a whole room of George W. Bush paintings, and all painted by Josh Brolin as George W. Bush.
Okay, wow,
Yes.
those are even more rare.
Yeah.
Because there were only like probably 27 scenes where he was painting in that movie.
Yep, and we have 26 to 27 of those.
Wow.
Of those copies.
Who has
yes.
the 27th?
Cut one.
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Who do you think has the 27th? Honey?
You got to track that down.
I was somebody in, I think I saw somebody in Ghana had it, actually.
Ghana?
On Etsy. I was looking on
Not
Etsy.
gonna do it.
Not
Right.
gonna do it. Oh, Scott, I love you.
That might be George H.W. Bush. But so you guys are singers
Yes.
as well as, I assume, you said musicians, but you sing? You
Sing,
both
yes.
We're
yes,
both singers
we
and
sing.
songwriters.
You sing, you duet on each one of your songs, or do you take turns?
Do we
or-
ever?
We duet on each one of our songs because we
Oh,
only
let's-
have one song.
Oh, honey, let's duet.
Oh, yes. Why don't you start it off for us?
Wait a minute, you say you only have one song?
We only have one.
And you're going to do it now?
And it's a cover.
I don't know that we're set up for this. Do you need the music?
No, I don't know. Do we have access to the
We
music?
can do it a cappella.
We can do it acapella. Let's do it acapella.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
You start us off, baby.
Oh, you want me
Your
to take
name
your
is
part?
first. Your name is first.
You don't even know who starts?
You want me to take your part today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
How about I just start at my line when I come in?
Okay, baby.
Not run away. There was no time to play.
We built it up
And built it up and built it up, and now we're solid. Solid as a rock.
Honey, I did the Barack version.
You did the Barack version?
You said solid as Barack.
Barack.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Let's take it back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll start from my part again.
Okay.
So wait, you guys are doing a cover of Solid as a Rock, but you forgot and it was Solid as Barack. Okay, so now
Because
you
we
need to
have
start over. I
a
just want to be
version.
on the same page.
Yeah, get on that
Okay.
page, Scott. It's page 68.
Oh, hey, right before
Let's
my
go.
favorite one.
And 5, 6, 7, 8.
There was no time to play. We build it up
And build it up.
and build it up, and now we're solid.
A
Solid as a rock.
Did you say Barack again?
What? I don't know what keeps getting into me.
All right.
I was
Hi.
looking at your lip. I was reading your lips, much like George
don't-
H.W. Bush.
Yeah, don't.
Solid as George Bush.
Did you
we
say
have
George
our,
Wash?
we have our political differences. I will say that. In our
Oh,
home.
really? What
Yes,
are your
we do.
differences?
I like Barack.
And I like Michelle.
It's not that different. So you liked the First Lady. You both supported the
And I like the
administration.
first man.
Right, but still, you have to like the other one. Did you you like the other person in the marriage, right?
I have no qualms.
Bo,
or
the
opinions.
dog.
Bo.
Bo. They had a dog named Bo.
They did have Bo.
Sasha and Malia.
I liked Sasha.
Michelle's brother is the basketball coach at Oregon State University.
Good bit of trivia. But so you guys feel like you have big political differences.
Huge. We do not get along. You know, the other day we got into a fight over our political differences. I stayed in bed for weeks.
He wouldn't get out of bed. I said Michelle was fine. I said she was fine. He wouldn't speak to me.
Wouldn't speak?
He wouldn't look at me.
Wouldn't look.
Wouldn't look, wouldn't speak.
Wouldn't look, wouldn't
Listen,
speak. I closed my eyes and shut my mouth.
Close his eyes and shut
My mouth. But now it's solid.
Can I?
Solid.
As Barack, right? Can I ask you guys a question? You say you're musicians.
Yes. We don't
Me-
say we are.
We are.
You are musicians.
Yes, we are.
But
Yes.
you only halfway know one song.
What?
You don't even know who starts it. You can't even get the lyrics right, and it's not your song. You didn't write it.
We didn't write it, and that's why we don't know who starts it.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
But it's a cover that we use, and we go around the town, and every town we do a dig in, we sing this song at the dig site. It's like a coronation of the dig.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay, but which brings us to the geologist part of it.
Yes.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
guys are geologists. You're scientists.
We are. We are.
You're married geologists as well? Although
We're
you
married, we're geologists, and we sing.
But we don't tell anybody that we're married on the digs.
Really?
Because See, in our patriarchal society, I don't believe that she will get the credit for being a better digger than I am.
I am a better digger. He's an okay digger.
I'm an okay digger.
Okay, well, you guys obviously know what you're talking about because
Mediocre
geologists
digger.
call each other diggers all the time.
That's my digger.
Okay, I wasn't going to say that.
You were
anything
thinking
like that.
it.
Well, okay, maybe.
You were thinking it, and yes, that's my digger.
Okay, look. Guys, how did you get into the science of geology?
Well, I got into it because I was studying communications. At University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh. And
Not Bigosh.
not Bigosh. Just University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh.
That's a community college.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the mascot there?
Overalls.
Overalls.
Just overalls? Just like a sentient pair of
A
overalls?
sentient pair of overalls. They walk around town. They go to the basketball games.
Do they have
Every time they lose, they unbuckle.
Is like the flap of the overalls like the mouth?
Yes. Right. And it talks.
Right. Okay, good.
Go Oshkosh. Go Oshkosh.
Not Bigosh.
Not Bigosh.
Right.
And something was weird under the ground of my dormitory. And so I began to dig and dig and dig.
Tell them
and
what you found, baby.
I found a pot of gold.
What?
How could you tell what was weird about it?
You know, every time I walked, I'm so glad you asked, Claudia. Every time I walked,
I'm glad
I
too.
walked over the carpet, and there was always a hump in the carpet.
Oh.
And I was on the ground floor. I said, why is this hump in my ground floor? So I took a box cutter, and I cut open the carpet, and then I saw that the ground under it had shifted. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Wait, it was concrete underneath? Or
Concrete, but it was broken.
It was broken. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
The concrete.
So it was carpet on concrete.
It was carpet on top of
Upon
concrete. It's a
concrete.
very hard floor.
There's probably a carpet pad under
Yeah.
that as well.
None.
No carpet.
No carpet.
Just carpet.
What? This was
concrete.
the first I'm hearing of this.
This floor was solid.
Hey, solid as Barack.
That's what this floor is. The carpet's still hot.
I'm just getting, by the way, that you're singing solid as a rock and you're geologists. I'm catching up to that right now.
Twist.
Yeah. This is like when I found out that Bruce Willis was in The Sixth Sense.
Ooh, spoiler. Don't spoil things.
What a twist.
Scott,
So,
don't spoil things. I haven't seen that movie.
so how did you dig into the concrete?
I took a spoon,
Oh,
like prison style.
Like
And I
Shawshank Redemption
like
style?
Shawshank Redemption style. Did you know that Bruce Willis was in that?
no, I didn't. Stop spoiling movies for me.
I'm sorry.
Is that a normal tool for a digger?
In prison?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So wait, you weren't in prison though.
I wasn't in prison. I was
They
in
had
college.
imprisoned you in this college.
No. I could leave and go as I.
But they did put you out for breaking the floor of the dormitory.
They put me out of college.
But at this point, you have a pot of gold. What do you need college for?
Exactly, Scott. You caught right on.
So was it had a leprechaun left it there, or was it literally in a pot, or was
It was in a pot.
as much gold as could fit in a pot?
It was in a pot like that you would use to cook oatmeal or some other hot breakfast cereal, malto meal perhaps.
like a hot pot,
A hot pot. And it was in the pot, had a handle.
Not to be mistaken for a crock pot.
Not to be mistaken for a sock hop.
Okay, well, I
Not to be
promise
mistaken for a hot block.
I will not mistake any of those
Sometimes
things
the block
for each
is
other.
hot, isn't
Sometimes
it, baby?
the block is hot.
So you have this pot full of gold. Did you ever find out whose it was?
I didn't, but the pot stayed hot. And when I saw it, I said, the pot is still hot.
So then, how did you get into geology, if I may ask, Franklin?
You see, I was living below him in the dormitory.
What?
So this is on the second floor?
She lived in the basement.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you dug into the floor, but it was really your roof.
Yes, and you see, I was bleaching my hair.
Oh.
And I started getting concrete in the dye. I stomped upstairs. I said, "What is the big idea?"
Right. And
yeah.
and were you I have to ask,
Uh-huh.
is this pot of gold, was it your possession?
It was mine. It was mine.
And this is news to
I
you,
put
but
it
this
in-
is
News to me. Spoiler alert. Stop spoiling our love.
Twist. I put it in the ceiling. Because I thought it would be secure. That people always put things in a mattress, in the floor.
But no one ever looks up.
thinks to look in the ceiling.
Yeah, it's like that movie Taken. If she had like hid up on the ceiling, she wouldn't have gotten
Please
dragged
don't
out.
spoil it.
I'm sorry. Liam Neeson is in it though.
Also, that movie 54. The boss of Studio 54 hid all of his tax evaded money in the roof. Mike Myers. Yes, Claudia.
Yes.
Come through.
Come through.
Not gonna do it, Mike
Come
Myers.
through, Queen. Yes.
Yes.
So. Yeah, I went up there. I said, "What's the big idea? I'm trying to dye my hair." And then I said, This man is solid. Well, Scott.
Beg your pardon, but I just it felt like you were leading us there
Scott,
with that dramatic
do you
pause.
sing, Scott?
I've been known to carry a tune.
Oh. You're carrying it all right. Straight to hell. Look.
Hey, you guys only know one song.
Oh, but we sing
But
that
we sing
song.
it to the skies in heaven.
And it's on tune, on key, upon pitch. All right. I said, this man looks solid. I
At
said,
that
what's the
time,
big...
I had been lifting a lot of weights. I was on the Oshkosh football team.
Oh, okay. So you guys got into a fight, but then you said you were solid. Did that?
I said he was solid. He looked me dead in my eyes and said...
What color are you dyeing your hair?
I said, blonde.
And I said, that color
is
solid. Solid as a rock.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so you thought he was solid, but that didn't lead you into the song. It took you...
No, it didn't. It didn't. It was just a moment.
It took him thinking that your hair color was
we
solid.
looked each other in the eye. You know, from that moment, I haven't spent a day without him since.
Really? Not even one day? Even all those days in bed?
No, all those...
She came in and watched me. She sat at the foot of the bed.
I said, I'm not going to do anything until you do something.
And I said, it's going to be a while.
So how long ago was it that you met? It was pre-2000?
It was 1934.
Wow.
Oh, you guys are old. I had no idea.
Old. We are quite old.
I had no
You
idea.
look incredible.
Yes, black doesn't crack.
But I tell you what does.
What?
The floor.
Rocks.
And the floor.
Number 2.
All right, episode number 2.
Now this has to be better than the previous episode.
It's got to be, right?
But not as good as the next one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this is episode 543.
I just want to preface this by saying,
yes,
if I'm not on this episode,
oh boy, here it comes.
I'm going to be furious.
Hulk mashup?
Well, we'll see.
Okay. This is episode 543, so...
We're still in the 500s. That's good.
Okay. This is an episode called The 9th Anniversary Show. Paul, you are in this!
Oh, that was a close one.
Whew! Please don't say that before our next episode, by the way.
What?
No, never mind. Let's see. The people... Okay, this was our 9th anniversary. We started this show back in 2009... about April 30th or May 1st. I can't recall what the first one was, but one of those days. And this is 9 years later. We did episode 543. Those men, Sean Clements and Hayes Davenport, were recording their own show and were leaving. And I said, hey, come on over and do the top of our show. Don't stay the whole time. But do the very top of our show. And they were nice enough to do that. So they...
and nice enough not to stay the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, guys. But we have PFT over here, Lauren Lapkus, Shaun Diston, Zeke Nicholson, Nwodim, and Nwodim, are all here. Now, let me tell you what we're about to hear. Now, in the episode previous to these clips, you and Lauren are playing Emily Grandchildren and Dirk Nasty. Mm-hmm. And you work for the RC Cola Corporation, who owns my show somehow.
The RC Cola Corporation owns Scripps, which owns Midroll, which owns Comedy Bang Bang.
So you're here from corporate on my 9th anniversary to check out the show and see if I'm doing a good job.
Yes.
So that happens before these clips, and then but it was good.
I'm sure it's good. I'm sure
you can only pick out so many clips.
Not good enough for a clip. Okay.
Come on. But then we talked to Rudy North. Now, we heard
That's
Rudy
right.
North earlier in our countdown in his first appearance, and he had one in between that and this, and his catchphrases are evolving, and he is coming up with new stuff. So
This is when we find out he's in the Speed Force, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
okay.
by the way, if you don't know who Rudy North is, don't worry. He recaps his character every time he appears.
Yes.
So we didn't. Yes, we do find out about the Speed Force in this one. And then in between that clip and the next one, Zeke Nicholson playing Kiwi Chris comes by. So if you hear an Australian character or something that sounds like it's trying to be an Australian character, that
New
is
Zealand.
New Zealand, right? That is Kiwi Chris. And we have Ego playing Entree Pineur is the character that she debuts.
That's right.
And a lot of people really want Entree Pineur to come back, along with, I believe she mentions her brother.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to see what we can do about that if I can get Ego to come in here whenever SNL is not around. So we're going to hear...
SNL is not around.
It's not around. Where'd SNL go? I don't know. It's not around.
Number 2.
Our producer is handing me a sheet here, and everyone is a surprise to me today. So let's see who we have here. Oh, well, this is very exciting. This is it reads here fan favorite. He's been on the show several times, but only recently.
Yeah, that's right.
Only in approximately the last 5-6 months.
Yeah, he's catching on quick, this guy.
Yeah, Rudy North is here.
Rudy
Hello.
North, professional employee, Rudy North.
Professional employee and fan
Scott,
favorite.
Scott, I need to get this out of the way right
Oh, really? You don't want to meet our other...
I'll get to these two in a second.
Okay. But you have to get something off your chest, Rudy. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Scott.
No time for formalities or pleasantries, though.
I got to get to this right away,
You got to
Scott.
get to it. Okay. Let there be no more dalliances, please.
Scott, let's go ahead and do a recap. Previously on Comedy Bang Bang. I am a dirtbag. I life swapped a guy, took his job at Postmates. Got fired for Postmates for punching people in the throat.
Right.
Then I life swapped a guy at Target, took his job at security.
Right.
I got fired for punching people in the throat.
Right.
Then at the end of the last show, I took Engineer Cody's job with a life swap. He's no longer here at Earwolf.
He's no longer here, but I haven't seen you around.
I was immediately fired.
Oh, okay.
I punched Engineer Brett in the throat.
Oh, no. Brett, is that true? You don't get on that.
Yeah, you've noticed he can't talk anymore. His throat is fucked up.
Oh, is that why? Oh, my gosh.
yeah.
You've been, like, gesturing the please give me the Heimlich
He does that a
motion.
lot now. It's a comfort thing for him. You know, it's like a thunder blanket for a dog.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that catches us up.
Yes, that catches you up. So
because as far as I recall, you were also a magical being.
That's not important, Scott. Scott, I'm here to talk about my employment. And Scott, I got a new job.
You got a new job.
That's right, Scott.
Okay.
Well, I was fired from Earwolf, of course.
Of course you were.
Of
yes.
course.
All right.
Now, I was walking through a park. And
Just the other day?
I'm making note of this.
I was walking through a park just the other day.
Okay.
And there was a guy. I heard this sound, and it was loud.
Describe the sound, please.
The sound, it was loud.
Okay, well, sounds are normally varying volumes.
It was loud.
So this was at the upper end of the
It was a
decibel
tone.
scale?
It was a tonal sound.
Oh, okay. So
the
musical?
tone, it was like a tone. Can I give you an example of what it sounded like?
Yes, please.
It sounded like this. That kind of sound.
So sort of like
singing.
It was like singing, but it was coming from an engine, a motor. And I walked over to it, and I saw a man holding a leaf blower, Scott.
Okay, this is very confusing. Let me try to figure this out. You heard a sound like singing.
Yes.
It was coming from a motor.
And that motor.
In a car? A motor
no,
in a car?
it was
just
a leaf blower, Scott.
It was. Oh,
I think I know what's going on here. And correct me if I'm wrong. Was this a Flintstone situation? Where the leaf blower was a living creature?
Like a dinosaur of some sort?
You know what?
Dinosaur.
If this was prehistoric times, it might have been.
But this was current times.
But this was current times. We had the machines. Look.
Can I ask you a question? You noticed it was from a motor before it was from a leaf blower?
I have a keen sense of hearing, Scott.
Oh, okay.
Based on my time on
Yeah, but
this
you
earth.
heard it and it was singing.
Based
on what? I'm sorry?
Based on my time on this earth.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I heard it was a singing.
We've all had time on this earth, so
Yeah,
why
that's right.
should yours be
My
any more
hearing's
keen?
very good.
Yeah. I'm very old, but we don't have time to get into this.
Oh, that's right. You're hundreds of years
I'm
old.
hundreds of years old. Now, Scott,
Yes.
I punched this guy in the throat.
The guy holding the leaf blower?
Yep. Took his leaf blower.
Okay.
Took his job. Took his life.
Okay, what was his job?
Leaf blower.
Oh, okay. I thought that might be something he was doing on the weekend.
No,
for
he's
his
a leaf
own-
blower.
He's okay. That's
And he works for the city of Los Angeles.
okay.
Scott, I'm happy to say that I'm a happy employee for the city of Los Angeles. I'm a leaf blower.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations.
Scott, thank you. I
Rudy
appreciate
Norick.
that.
You finally have
I found a job.
what
and-
could be a career.
Now, Scott, a lot of people now. You're calling it a career, and I appreciate that because a lot of people look down on leaf blowers and they say, "Is that even a job? It's very easy."
Well, I would assume no one would do that unless they were getting paid for it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, or they were trying to, do the upkeep of their own
But
property.
Scott, as I say, being a leaf blower is akin to being an architect.
Okay, how do you mean? Like, I'm trying to think of architects that I've met.
Mr. Brady.
Mr. Brady is
Yeah.
the only famous example of an architect.
Frasier.
Frasier was an architect?
I think.
No.
Caroline in the city. She drew buildings.
She
did draw a building.
Wait,
drew
was she a
buildings.
cartoonist?
Ted and I
Yes.
from Too Close for Comfort. He also
true.
drew buildings.
Okay.
I feel like Frasier was a call-in radio host,
I feel like he might have been.
but I might be wrong. I don't know
Frasier
anything about
Crane.
Hollywood.
Fraser Crane.
Your last name's Crane. You don't work with them.
Oh shit! You know what? He was an architect.
I'm a
I was
little
wrong.
I'm a little confused by the sound that this leaf blower made.
All right, you want me to do it again?
Yeah, well, no, but it
Okay.
sounds like a human being singing.
Well, Scott, I'm not. That was pretty good.
Oh, we were sneezing.
Oh, that was a sneeze?
Bless you.
Get on tight. God
It's
bless
one of the
you.
things that caused us to work together. We realized around the office.
Oh, got another one.
We both.
You instantly harmonized. Wow, now
Did we?
I got a good ear. So
I couldn't hear over my own sneezing.
No, you
I was
got to
sneezing.
I guess any two different notes are harmony in a certain chord.
Hey, you're the music expert, Scott. I'm just the leaf
Are
blowing
you?
expert.
I guess Scott's criticizing how we sneeze.
I'm not criticizing
writing
at all.
that
I'm
down.
merely. I
I'm
was more
writing that
criticizing
down.
what Rudy said.
Well, hold up. Don't criticize. If you're going to criticize anything, criticize these nuts.
My dear fellow.
Well, I'm just saying, Scott.
Wait, did you say that because your nuts are critter-sized?
Those are as big as possums.
I got big nuts, and if you're going to criticize anything, you got to criticize my nuts. Now,
Rudy.
Scott, you're not respecting me, Scott, because I'm telling you that leaf
Don't
blowing
punch
is
me in
hard.
the throat.
I'm
Don't
not going to
punch
punch
me
you in the throat.
All right.
Dirtbag's handshake. I'm not going to punch you in the throat. Now, Scott.
Were you a genie or something?
No, I was not a genie. Now, yes, I might have a similar voice to a genie that might have appeared on the
that's
show.
right.
Don't
That's
we
right.
all?
Don't we all have similar voices?
I know I sound like a genie.
I sound like many people.
What was your? But I'm trying to. You always come in here and you say we never
Scott.
have time to talk about your backstory. And I'm worried we're getting into the intricacies of leaf blowing when I'm really interested in the.
How could you be interested in
You're
me?
immortal.
Okay, Scott, I'm immortal. I wasn't born into a human body. I was born in 1600. These are things that we all know. Can we
you've
talk
never
about
gone
leaf
into
blowing?
the detail. All right, go ahead,
Scott.
Look, it's your show.
I don't think you understand.
It's his show. I'm writing
I mean,
this down.
it's your time.
I'm
It
writing
is
this
my
down.
time.
The floor is yours. Is what I mean
Thank
to
you,
say.
Scott. This forum is mine, and I want to talk about the importance of blowing leaves.
The importance of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
Where do they go?
Oscar Wilde.
the importance of blowing leaves by Oscar Wilde.
Where do they go? Anytime I see someone blowing leaves around, I'm like, it's like when you go in, there's an air dryer in the public restroom, and
Where
you're
does
like,
the water
where's
go?
the water go? It's just like flicking it around, onto the floor.
Well,
It
that-
evaporates.
Yeah, in that situation, it evaporates.
But with leaves,
So do
isn't it
leaves
very,
evaporate?
Can't you just absolutely see where the leaves go?
Oh,
when
it
they're
just
being
seems like
blown
they're just
around?
flying around, and then
That's-
it's like,
that's
well,
exactly right.
they're no longer on my property anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They're on someone else's.
Yeah,
Yes,
my
that's the
job
idea.
is to get leaves off of sidewalks and get them onto people's shoes and faces. And to sort of get them so that people can walk down the sidewalk and be like, wow, this is clean, but ooh, it smells like mulch. There's bugs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody's sort of swished around all this dirt with air and didn't really do anything.
Right. I mean, so you're just like blowing leaves onto someone's face so they
Pretty
look like
much.
Gene Simmons in his Kiss makeup or something?
That's my favorite thing to do. Blowing leaves on people's faces so they look like Gene Simmons in the Kiss makeup.
Very specific.
Scott, you should be a leaf blower, man. To
I'm
be
very
honest,
happy in my current position.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if you have the skills to blow leaves.
Yeah,
and-
what are the skills involved? I mean, it seems like you pick up a thing and then you point it at something. You have to turn it on. Is that about it?
You've never leaf blown before, Scott?
I don't believe I ever have. No.
That was some expert shit right there. I mean, damn, you pick it up and then you turn it on? You're pretty good,
And then
Scott.
you point it.
You know what? Man, leaf blow is pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very low-paying job. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there. I mean, I don't think there's anyone out there listening to podcasts while they leaf blow. I think it would be impossible.
That's crazy.
So, I don't think I'm insulting anyone really, but it's a very low-paying, low-wage job that people don't want to stay in for a long period of time usually.
Can I ask you a question, Scott?
Sure.
How much money you make?
That's
a good question.
This is interesting.
Has anyone ever asked you that before?
Yes, I'd like to
I mean,
know
it
this as
fluctuates.
well.
Here's the problem: is when you're in show business, jobs come and go. It fluctuates so much.
Give me an average of the last 3 years.
Of the last 3, I would have
yeah.
to take a look at my tax returns. I don't have them
You so much money
easily
you can't
accessible
even
to
keep
me.
track of
This
it.
is interesting.
Well, that is interesting.
This isn't a rude question. I feel like this question is a normal
Hey,
question.
you put the rude in Rudy North, my friend.
Ooh, funny rhyme. That's a
That's a
funny
funny
It is a
rhyme.
funny rhyme.
That is good.
Quite good.
So,
How much money do you make?
well, I mean,
What are we paying you?
You guys should have this information more than anyone.
Yeah,
Over-
we do.
We do. We just want to know how you interpret it.
in dollars.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You in trouble now, Scott.
Interesting.
How we
Rudy, what
meant
are you
it
talking
to
about?
be delivered.
Making a note of that.
Look, Rudy, why are you
meant
here? What?
to be
Not to quote the
delivered in
Beastie Boys, but why are you here?
Supposed to be pretzels.
Supposed to be pretzels.
I did want to tell you about my new job, but I did have some other news I need to deliver to you. But then we can move on, and we don't need to talk.
Okay, this is news about yourself or news about
It's
me?
kind of news about myself, but it's news about everybody.
Okay.
Scott,
I'm sorry. Everybody in the world?
Or everybody here.
everyone who's ever existed.
Ever existed? The dead?
Yeah. Look, Scott.
From the first caveman that
Yeah.
took a lightning strike to a tree branch and decided like, oh, that keeps me warm.
He's affected too, Scott.
Oh my gosh.
The first caveman that took a lightning strike
So how do you think
To a
time
tree branch.
to a tree
happened?
branch.
And said, oh, that
It
keeps
said,
me
"Oh, that
warm.
keeps
You guys
me
think that's a
warm."
weird question? I got it. Scott, your actual name is Slot Aukerman. We're living in a Flashpoint-esque scenario where I've traveled back in time and changed
you've altered the
details.
future?
Yeah. Little details have changed in everyone's lives.
It's just like the buttercream effect?
It's like the buttercream effect, Scott.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, your name is Scott now.
It's Scott now, but
Yeah.
it used to be Slot?
It used to be Slot Aukerman.
I don't know
What
quite
was
how to
my name,
feel about
dirtbag?
that.
Oh, your name was Mrs. Grandkids.
Mrs. Grandkids, not Miss Grandchildren?
No, it was Mrs. Grandkids.
What was my name?
Oh, your name? Dick Thirsty.
I'll stick with Dirk.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but was Miss Grandchildren married to Stephen King in the previous?
She was married to Stephen Prince.
Stephen Prince?
Yeah. Scott, I don't really want to explain all the differences.
All the differences.
Was Stephen King's name Stephen Prince before?
Or was it a totally different person?
When you go back that far in time, it's hard to kind of predict the outcomes. So, yeah, it's hard.
How far back did you go in order to
Oh, I
change
went
all
back.
this?
I went back before humans existed.
Whoa, the primordial ooze.
I think you have a lot of other guests, Scott, and I feel like we shouldn't really get too far into this.
How did you do it? How did you achieve it? Because as far as I know, you're just an immortal.
Oh, yeah, I can run really fast like the Flash. Just like the DC Comics Flash.
Okay, so you can't time travel in terms of just like if you wanted to, you'd have to run really fast. To
I
get
run
there.
really
You ran
fast.
backwards in time.
Mm-hmm. I have the same powers as the Flash.
The every single power?
Yep. I can phase through stuff. I could also make duplicates of myself when I vibrate really fast.
Okay.
And
can you bring other people into the Speed Force and have them experience? Oh,
yeah.
I would love to experience it.
You want to talk to the Speed Force?
Yeah, let me get in there.
All right, hold on.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was like 3 years
Yeah.
we were in there.
What did you say to the Speed Force?
I don't know. We just it didn't talk back, so I just
Yeah, he said a lot of stuff. But Scott, we had a lot of fun times in there.
That was really fun. I feel like you're my best friend.
I love you
for the last 3 years. How long were we gone? Was it like 2 years? Why are you guys still here? I can't believe it.
It was.
Oh, we've been. The time stopped over here, I guess. It was just like a millisecond to us.
Oh my gosh.
That's right, Scott.
Rudy and I have
really
experienced so
know,
much.
though.
He told me his whole backstory. I
Yeah.
learned everything about him.
Now, Scott, now that you know the backstory, let's not start telling people.
It's boring to
It's
me
boring,
now. Yeah,
right?
I don't want to hear
We've
it
talked
anymore.
so much about it.
I don't have any information about them other than their name, but please welcome to the show, Entree P. Newer.
How you doing?
Hi, Entree.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Call me by my full name, please.
Entree P. Newer?
Yes, my mother didn't name me Entree P. Newer for nothing.
Okay, I beg your pardon. I guess it's a custom in human beings to only call someone by half their name.
Well,
but
I'm not like other human beings. I'm an Entree P. Newer.
this must have come up so many times in your life. I'm not sure why you're so upset about it right now.
Because I'm hot, all right?
Okay.
I'm hot.
You're coming in hot here.
I'm coming in hot. It's hot outside. I'm hot inside.
Okay, it's so nice to meet you. I'm Scott. I'm the host of the show.
Good
We've
to
never
meet
met
you.
before.
Scott, last name of the initial?
I beg your pardon. Scott David Aukerman. That's
Scott David Aukerman.
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
Okay. This is Kiwi Chris. I believe that's his full name.
Oh, yeah.
Good to
And Rudy North, of course, I know that's his full name.
Great.
It's rudimentary, North.
Rudimentary,
I can't
yeah.
believe you forgot that. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry, but it was 18 years ago.
Do your show,
you
man. It's
just
all good.
reminded that never came up in the last 18 years.
Sorry. Entree, how you doing, man?
I'm, excuse me? Who you
Entree
talking to?
P. Newer.
I'm good. I'm good. And who are these two?
This is Dirk Thirsty
I'm Dirk Thirsty.
and Emily Grandchildren. They're from corporate. They work for RC Cola.
We're here
and
to monitor the show, and we're going to report back on what we hear.
You work for corporate, you say?
I'm sorry, I'm going to
Okay,
I'm going
are
to
you
sneeze.
looking to invest in some businesses?
Oh, sorry, they
we
just
sneezed.
sneezed.
Sounded like a
I
leaf
love them
blower
too.
for a second.
Sorry, please ask your question again.
Are you interested in looking to purchase some businesses? Are you interested in looking to purchase some businesses? Yes.
We are interested in looking to purchase some
businesses. Yes.
So what would the first step?
Well, we're going to think about looking.
First, yeah, we think about looking. We're interested in that. Then we would look.
Have you thought past that, or is that
No, not yet.
We're not
at
done.
the beginning
Yeah,
stage.
because there are a lot of
It's a
places to
process.
look, so
It's
you
a
have to like
process.
get all those places, get all your ducks in a row.
Right
Way
now.
to
I
go.
have a great business I would love for you to consider thinking about investing in.
Oh.
It is a platform for people to interact with one and another.
Oh, like on the internet, a social media platforms? You mean, or
You've never seen nothing like it before. It is, you can put photographs, captions as well.
put photographs where?
Sounds like Instagram. Or a scrapbook.
Does
I've heard
Instagram
that-
include captions?
I've heard that a few
Oh, it does,
times. It
okay.
sounds like, but these are old photos. So old they're not eligible for Instagram's Throwback Thursday.
Oh,
I forget what the cutoff point is. What is the cutoff year for Throwback
If
Thursday?
your photo is older than 40 years, you can't put it up there for Throwback
That's true.
Thursday.
I forgot.
deleted.
That's in the terms of service. I forgot.
I can't get my baby picture to stay.
Never seen a TBT from civil rights era, huh?
Yes, whatever he just said. Sure. Are you interested in looking to invest in?
Is it?
We're interested in thinking about looking.
Yes, exactly.
I can't tell. Is it on the internet? Is it a social media platform, or is it a literal platform?
You go on. I don't know the answer to your question, Scott David Aukerman, but you go on to the web. It is
Okay.
it's a
Are we
web.
talking about a spider web, or are we talking about the actual World
Get
Wide
on a
Web?
spider web.
That's something for.
Will it be any spider web, or is it a specific one?
Well, now you're putting words into my mouth. You can whatever.
Please
web-
put words into your mouth that helps us make sense of this.
Words come out of my mouth; they don't go back in, honey.
I understand the words
It's
that
exit-
are coming out of your
your
mouth.
mouth is exit only.
Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Nobody
understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Can I say almost nobody understands the words coming out of my mouth?
Rudy, what movie is that from?
Oh, what?
What movie is that? That's obviously a movie reference.
No.
You saw another movie without me?
Okay, I saw Rush Hour. Right? Is that it?
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour 2.
Rush Hour 2.
I have an idea for
think
a
they did it in
movie as
both.
well.
You do.
Yes.
We were moving on from this platform.
Well, y'all don't seem to understand.
Oh, well, you were
we want
describing
want
something
to.
that already
We want to
existed,
understand.
Andre.
Oh no! You telling me that there's a platform where you could put photos that are older than 40 years old?
Multiple.
Name one.
Facebook.
He's going down.
Okay.
Do you know something that we don't?
Oh, okay.
Mark Zuckerberg is going down with the government.
Please use his full name.
Mark Anthony Zuckerberg.
By the way, what does the P stand for in your name, and why aren't you insisting I use that?
It is just P.
Oh, it's PEE?
It's a Homer J situation.
Like that famous tape?
It's P-E-E capital E. The last one is a capital E.
So it's bookended by some capitals.
The P tape.
I love
Wee
that
Herman.
film.
So you're pitching. So you're saying Facebook's going down. So you're pitching a replacement to that.
No, it's not a replacement. What I do is original.
Say that again?
Original.
So people will not do the same things they did on Facebook. They will do totally separate things.
Yes.
This will not be a substitute for Facebook.
Yes, people will talk to their parents. People will accept friend requests from their grandparents.
Can I ask you a question, Entrepreneur?
Yes.
Have you ever been on Facebook?
I've seen it from a distance. Sure.
How far of a distance? Like a football field?
At a coffee shop over a young man who I spoke to him. He said he was a writer.
Okay.
But he spent the whole time on Facebook.
Oh, that's pretty common here in Los Angeles.
One of the features of your website is I can accept a friend request from my grandparents.
Precisely.
And you put that in the pitch. You're pitching it. Okay.
Precisely.
And you can also.
That's the second thing in your pitch.
If you're not.
You're front loading your pitch with this.
If you're not looking to invest in my product, I have other products.
Yeah, tell us your idea for the movie. Yeah.
A black and an Asian man. A black period and an Asian man. Two.
So first sentence, a black.
A black period. That's subject, predicate, verb, and all of it. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
And an N.
And an Asian man. They're police.
Okay.
Okay, and they're going to.
And can I ask? Does someone not understand words that are coming out of someone's mouth?
Sure.
And is it a sequel?
No, it's called Hush Hour.
Okay.
Because the other person.
Now hold on.
Have you seen A Quieter Place?
I've seen A Quiet Place.
I don't know what that is, but A Quieter Place is a movie about a family, and they are in. I feel like I'm in church. I feel. Thank you very much.
Pitch. Church. Pitch on, sister. Pitch on.
Let the spirit of the pitcher get inside you now.
Okay,
I can feel the pitch coming inside me.
Yes, yes, Lord. Use me, God. Okay. The pitch for A Quieter Place. A family in a sound studio. The father is trying to record a mixer tape.
A mixer tape?
He wants to record his mixer.
This actually genuinely sounds like a cool original idea.
I like this.
Thank you.
Wait, why am I talking like this now?
See, it rubs off on you, don't it?
Sorry.
It's pretty cockney, eh?
My time
I'm
is
Irish.
Your time is of the essence.
of the ebony. That's my magazine. That's my magazine of choice.
Can we make up a quick bit of a question about Russia hour?
Sure. Hush Hour.
Hush hour. Can the Chinese guy touch the black guy's radio or no?
Wait,
The Chinese man don't have no hands in this one. So in fact he can't.
Why is he Chinese? Why did you assume he's Chinese?
I'm from New Zealand. It's the only Asian folks we have there.
Okay, she just said Asian.
I did just say Asian, but I appreciate your help, Australian.
Kiwi, big difference.
Kiwi.
You see, but that's exactly what you just did with Chinese and Asian, you know?
I was trying to make a point, do you see?
Oh, very good, Entrepreneur.
Thank you very much.
Point received.
Well, if y'all, does anyone have...
Just like Dirk's beard here.
Point received.
The end of it.
What did you just put in your coat?
My beard.
Yeah, as you can see, Dirk's rainbow-colored beard comes to a point at the end of it.
Oh, I see.
As you can see.
Does anyone have any interest in considering these businesses for funding?
Let's move on to a different business because I'm not sure about the
I have
other.
interest in considering that.
We're looking to be interested in considering this.
We are looking.
Oh, look.
Stop drinking.
I have a chicken.
I might be interested in a more original idea. 'Cause a lot of these ideas sound fun, but they're a little.
They're a little, yeah.
I didn't want to do this on this podcast, but
all right.
I didn't want to out this idea because I don't have the patent just yet. It is pending.
It's pending. Okay, well that's good though that it's pending because no one can swoop in there. I've never heard of something patent pending that someone was like got in there, a little earlier.
Before, yeah.
Well, this one is. Oh, this is going to be my claim to fame.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait.
Great.
A rectangular shaped object with 4 to 5 seats inside of it.
Oh.
A wheel in front of one seat.
Wheel.
Look, you're describing a car right now.
Hold on.
You're poorly describing a car.
Wait, what does it do?
What does it do?
What is it about?
What is this about?
Somebody will sit in the car.
Everyone. You just said car. You pitched a car. You know what a car is. You're just copying ideas.
No, the devil done got inside me. You said car. You said car, and you planted a seed of doubt in my mind.
I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get in your head.
To my stomach.
Number 1.
The 2017 Holiday Spectacular. Before the clip we're going to hear, before the first clip we're going to hear, because we're going to hear several clips, we can't play the whole thing. It's a 2.5 hour show. First, we talked to Jason Mantzoukas. Lauren Lapkus playing Ho-Ho the Naughty Elf is there. John Gabrus is playing intern Gino. He talks to us for a while.
He does play Gino in this one?
Yes, he does. And Mike Hanford plays John Lennon, who, as we all know, if you have been listening to the show, is the famous John Lennon who, after being dead for 5 years, decided to come back to life and is now alive in New York City. So we before this clip, we have been talking to them, so they're all in the room when we introduce Paul here, who is playing Mayor Junius Bobaldoonery.
That's right.
Who is the tiny mayor who lives in the walls.
That's right.
And we find out something very surprising about you in the first clip.
That's right.
Something that I didn't remember about your backstory. And
about my backstory?
About your Mayor Junius Bobaldoonery, just your identity.
A fun fact about it.
A fun fact about
Yes.
it. So we'll hear that. And then the next clip that we're going to hear is Carl Tart as MC Sugarbutt, who is a rapper who went into a coma in around 1985 and then woke up recently. So everything he says is in the style of rap from the early 80s.
That's right.
And also James Adomian as Chris Matthews. And this is such a good impression that James does. And
yes, it is.
It was like killing us while he was doing it. So those are the clips we're going to hear. Let's hear them. This is your episode number 1.
Number 1.
He is the mayor of... Where are you a mayor of again?
I'm the mayor of Inside the Wall.
That old lady's
That
here.
is that old lady.
Look.
That is that old lady.
I'm not an old lady. My voice isn't quavery at all.
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
just little.
Right. Please welcome back to the show, Mayor Junius Bobaldoonery. Hello, Mayor.
Just my size.
Oh, who is this creature?
This is Ho-Ho the Naughty Elf.
Ho-Ho.
So just for the listener at home, can you guys describe the size disparity between the two of you?
I'm the size of a dollar bill.
And I'm slightly smaller than that.
Wonderful.
A foreign dollar.
Like a euro?
He's not a coin.
Sorry.
She got you there.
Zing. Zing.
I know he's a pert. Jeez, Ho-Ho. Ho-Ho, you seemed very intrigued when you saw someone that's just a little bit smaller than you.
Just my size.
Oh, boy.
Well, you know, there are certain similarities between this race of creature and my own.
Mr. Mayor, just as a heads up, you're standing ankle deep in what I think is ho-ho cum. So
Ho-ho.
just as a heads up.
It's snow.
Snow?
Yeah, but it did come from the tip of his peeps.
That candy cane?
I guess it's still out. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about.
You know, it sounds like he's fine with it. Doesn't seem to bother him.
It's snow and a candy cane. I mean, what's the big deal? This is great.
But you put it that way.
You should get tested.
Where are you from?
I'm from inside the walls. Why is that so horrible to you?
It's creepy.
Well, you're from this weird old house up in the North Pole. That's creepy to some.
People love the North Pole. They talk about it for their whole life.
Their whole life?
Yeah.
I mean, at best, maybe like a week at the end of the year.
You're talking about it now.
Well, it's a week at the end of the year.
He's got... Oh.
Do people live inside the walls along with you, or just you?
Yes, I'm part of a race of people that live inside the walls.
Of which he's the mayor.
I'm the mayor of them.
And how many people do you govern?
Oh, untold millions.
Untold millions?
Yes.
So this is all walls all over the world.
All walls all over the world.
There's lots of space.
No gerrymandering with all these walls?
How dare you?
Well, and can I ask you, as a mayor,
yes,
do you oversee a small number of those millions? Or is mayor the highest level of political office in the wall people?
Yeah, how high does this go up? As far as the presidency?
Follow the money, Scott.
Follow the money, which, as I've established before, is cookies. Our currency is cookies.
Right, by the way.
Now, do you mean cocaine? Because these guys over here say if you say cookies, it could mean cocaine.
That's true.
Cookies is slang for cocaine where I come from.
Oh, wait.
But it also means money, which it also means actual cookies.
Oh, okay.
Actual cookies
Here are some
as
holiday
currency.
cookies, by the way. Here's some holiday cookies.
Oh,
that I
thank
gave
you. Oh, I'm rich.
They're in a plastic bag, so just be
Let me
careful.
just unwrap it.
Oh, God.
Do you eat the money or do you just spend it? And do you think cookies are good in your land or is that not edible because it's money?
It gets confusing because we're spending cookies to buy cookies to eat.
Right.
So-
are there eating cookies and spending cookies?
It's all the same, but you have to be specific
How
when
many-
you're exchanging them.
how
Say,
many
now, is
cookies
this-
can-
I'm giving you this.
How many
so I can
cookies
get
does
that.
one cookie buy you?
It's a one-to-one.
Are there any? Is there any
trading
other
system.
food besides
no,
cookies?
it's not. It's not a trading system. Well, there is other food, but
There
food
is.
that we get from humans when they're asleep.
Okay, but that's okay. So there are you're not forced
Solely
to
subsiding
eat,
on
yes.
cookies.
So you're
No,
not forced
I mean,
to eat your income.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't just eat cookies.
Yeah.
I mean, you should eat other stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So are there good cookies and bad cookies? Like, are there some cookies that people go, oh, God, not butter cookies?
Yeah, it's fucking cookies. What do you...
Right.
What do you
Of course
mean?
there are good and bad
so
cookies.
would you trade a bad cookie
I'm
and
sorry.
get a good
Do
cookie?
you think we're not discerning at all? Just any cookie is great?
Everything about you is different, so I
Well,
want to know what these
not
differences
everything.
are.
Mr. Mayor, I do just want to say that Scott speaks only for himself.
Thank you very much.
And that I consider you and your population to have probably even the most discerning taste.
All right, so what would you consider, being a discerning little person, to be a poor tasting cookie?
Bitzels. Any of those Italian cookies that all taste
Right.
like licorice.
Right, okay, so but
Don't like them.
if you
You
get one
gotta
of
dip them in
those,
espresso. That's the trick, though.
if you
It's turning into work. I just want to eat a cookie.
No, that's
Fair
just
enough.
Gina
Or
just
buy
learned
a
that on a
cookie.
Perillo tours to Italy.
I was on Perillo tours.
What's that? Did someone say Perillo?
Oh!
so if you acquire one of these cookies, one of these poor tasting
Yes,
cookies,
if I bought a cookie.
are you allowed to spend it and buy a good tasting cookie?
Yes, there's some weirdo who wants that cookie, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I am unfortunate enough to have bought a poor tasting cookie, well, that's an eating cookie, and
That's
I'm just stuck with it. Because that was the arrangement that was decided upon.
And how long does it take you to eat one poor tasting cookie?
It's not fast.
Right.
You can't just switch that into a spending cookie?
Can I?
What? The whole system would break down.
Oh my God, he's getting
Can I
red in
ask
the
a-
face.
I have a
dare
question. If you've got a cookie in your bag, you know, like a good
In my cookie bag.
a good spending cookie,
Which, by the way, is as big as you.
That's right.
So now, let's say you take a nasty tumble and you open up your bag and your cookie
Heaven forbid.
is in crumbles. It's all crumbs
Took
now.
yourself
Because
a
sometimes
tumble, your
cookies
muddy's
crumble.
all in crumble.
Lemon's writing a song.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God!
Oh, would
Get
that I
him a
had
guitar,
pen.
Mr. Heavenly. Give him a guitar.
Yeah, send me that bass. I want to try that thing out.
Can't touch my bass.
Oh, wait a minute. He's putting it on, and Nick just
Give it at the Paul McCartney School of Bass.
McCartney bra strap.
Does that crumbled cookie retain its value as crumbs or no?
It's change now.
It is. It's like pocket change?
Yes.
The way, like one of our human dollars, if it shatters, it just says, change.
Sorry?
Continue with your story.
Is each crumb equal? So, like, if it breaks into five
I'd like to
crumbs,
pursue what John was talking about.
You know when you have a dollar bill,
sure,
and it's out in the cold, appropriate because it's a holiday special, and you drop it on the ground, it shatters into change. Maybe that's never happened to anyone here.
I guess I've never tried it. A frozen dollar bill?
Yeah, it just shatters into
just
dimes.
shatters into dimes. And you'd shake those and they shatter into pennies.
What's the temperature at which paper freezes?
I think.
Negative
and
451.
look, and I'm no...
Mayor, can you tell us about your outfit? Because it's so weird.
Well, I don't see how it's so weird. I'm merely wearing my cutaway coat with mayoral sash, my striped trousers, and my top hat.
Right.
Oh, okay,
no
that
shirt.
makes sense.
No shirt.
Just a sash.
None taken.
No shoes.
No service.
You're standing barefoot in what is definitely elf cum, my friend.
Seriously.
He doesn't have a problem with
Please
it.
get
He
it.
loves it.
It feels like
ice.
it
He
feels
likes
like
it.
snow. I don't know what to tell you.
You are your feet are blistering actively.
Lucky.
Do you like blistery feet?
Yeah. Oh, I like anything nasty.
Yeah.
I believe you had a question about the crumbs.
Well, sure. Are they equally divisible? Are they worth one crumb apiece? Or
No, the crumbs, you have to count the crumbs from a crumbled cookie
Okay.
to determine what the worth of each crumb is.
That's my theater warm-up. Count the crumbs from a crumbled cookie, determine what the worth is. Count the crumbs from a crumbled cookie, determine what the worth is.
Why are you warming up your voice?
Because I'm going on stage.
What are you doing?
Play.
What's the play? Really? What's the play?
My life in pieces.
Wow.
Is it about $1 bill?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's always fascinating to have two people of the same size here in.
Is
the
it?
studio.
That's fascinating. I mean, how often does it happen?
Well, I mean, usually
It
I'm
probably
like
happens all the
lining
time.
up every guest back to back just to see, and usually people are like one's 5'10", one's 5'11". You know, you
But we're
hardly
not the same. He's smaller than
I'm
me.
smaller than he.
slightly, but
Okay, so but
Just
someone's
as much.
5'10",
Your size, it's
someone's
all the
5'0".
same.
No, see that's not true.
Stop lining us up back to back.
Scott is
like Requiem for a
Sizes.
Dream.
You want to be front to front?
Line us up front to front. Front butt to front butt.
No, front to back.
I'm just happy that in the
Front to
event of a fire drill, I'm the first out the door.
Why is that?
I'm the smallest.
Okay.
It should go smallest to tallest.
Yeah, but it's going to take you such a long time. You have such a short stride. I would
I'm
think
very
that
spry.
I'll be honest.
Really, how fast can you run?
Watch this.
Holy shit.
Hold on, I didn't even have time to get a stopwatch out.
Wow, that is incredibly
Okay,
quick.
I'll come back. See?
Oh my God, that was like 70, 80 miles an hour.
Something like that.
That's above what Sammy Hagar would do.
What do you mean?
Because he can't
He's like,
drive
he
55?
tops out at 60 or so.
Oh, I thought it was
55.
that. I thought I can't drive 55 means he never got up to 55.
I thought he was always at 54 or 56. He just couldn't get it
Yeah.
right. Cruise control
He
style.
just wants to get it at 55.
Hey, I think it was the original draft was like, I can't drive 55.
I heard it turns out he had a marble under the accelerator, so it wouldn't go all the way down.
Really?
Yeah.
Who put it there? A little person?
Maybe.
So what are your traditions during the holidays?
Well, during the holidays, of course, we like to move out of the walls and into gingerbread houses.
Oh, really?
wow.
Yeah.
Is that why we make them? I guess I never realized why.
Yes, it's an ancient pact between humans and our people.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I've always done it for fun.
What? Maybe that's what you thought.
Well, sure. Yeah, I guess I never realized the reasons why.
You know how when you're making a gingerbread house?
Sure.
And your mind goes blank, and you're just like a robot that's been taken over by another consciousness?
Oh, gosh.
And then when you're done, there's a gingerbread house there?
Sure.
Yep.
Commonly known as the gingerbread fugue state.
That's right. That's because of us. You're welcome, and we thank you.
And why do you like to do this? I mean, it seems like if you had to be displaced, it would be unpleasant.
Well, it's not that. We're not going that far. It's just from the walls to the gingerbread house.
Sure, but I mean, in accordance to your size, that's like, me moving 2 blocks away. It would still be an inconvenience.
Okay, you're getting really hung up on scale.
Yeah.
I know you can move fast.
Is gingerbread considered a cookie? Is it like opulent for you guys to be living in?
Yeah,
It's like living in a mansion, yes.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's like living in a house made
In a
of
solid
dollar
gold-
bills.
Yes,
You got
exactly.
a gold toilet?
Or do you have a
cookie
gingerbread toilet?
We have a cupcake toilet.
Sprinkle?
Wait, are cupcakes currency as well?
There's
they're
no
not.
hole in a cupcake.
No, they're not. They're just very comfortable.
But you sit on a soft toilet?
Yeah, why not?
Because then the
By the way,
poop
that
just
sounds
goes
great.
in your butt.
What'd you say?
No,
Al?
there's
Then the poop just goes in your butt.
There's a hole. It's not-
Okay.
There is a hole.
Yes.
Okay.
I just
We
pictured
hollowed out a hole in the
cupcake.
middle.
The seat is a cupcake.
Got it. Got it. I've never been there.
Can I ask you,
You
a
should come
question?
sometime.
How kind of you.
Maybe you'd see a different way of life that you could enjoy.
Well, what's wrong with my life?
Well-
Prostitutes in motels all night long, baby. Laying on a
You
cockroach,
said
rolling
baby
across
too?
the ground. Yeah.
Few of us do, I think.
What was your question, Jason?
Santa baby.
When you live inside the walls, are you living in houses in the walls or no? Or
No, it's
is that
not
why you're
houses. It's like little platforms and stuff.
Platforms.
It's not very convenient.
Why not
actually.
have why not have us make permanent housing for you?
Jason, can I stop you right there?
Please do.
The last time I was here,
This was covered.
this was my parting words to everyone. Please, humans, consider putting working plumbing in dollhouses. It would make things so much easier for everybody. But just a dollhouse, keep it all the same.
Yep.
But put a working shower, sink, toilet in there.
Oh yeah, I've been fooled a few times by those.
What are you doing going
What do you mean?
dollhouse?
Yeah, it's just an emergency. You know, my stepdad's in the can, and I look around, all that's left. You know, you ever been at a Home Depot, and you know, you're just like, oh, thank God, I got a shit so bad. Then you realize you're on a display toilet in the middle of an aisle.
No,
me neither.
You ever walk down that door aisle and you keep opening the doors because you think there's 100 rooms?
Screaming, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of here?
I use the Home Depot door section as my mind palace to help me remember things.
You ever go
Sherlock
over your
style.
friend's house to eat and the food just ain't no good?
What do you mean? Like the macaroni soggy?
The peas are mushy.
What's the chicken taste like?
Wood.
This is ringing a bell to me for some reason. I can't recall why.
'Tis
now.
the season.
Oh, that's right.
Rings a jingle bell.
How do you feel, sir, if I may ask, about
Please.
the borrowers?
Now let me say. Oh,
Oh, man, we talked about this last.
We did,
oh,
okay.
boy.
I figured it might have come up.
Yeah,
I know
this
what?
is a sore spot.
Here's
Everyone
what I
forgive
don't
me if
like.
I brought up
It's
something.
okay. It's okay. I get this a lot. Here's what I don't like: the borrowers, the littles.
Yep.
Stuart Little?
Hate him.
Really?
Weird.
Isn't that a mouse?
Yes, it's gross.
But he's regular
vermin.
mouse size.
He's vermin.
Wait, but there must be plenty of bugs and vermin where you guys live, right?
Yeah, we don't like them. Do
It's
you?
the same size as you. It's like you seeing a bear, Scott.
I love bears.
What about the Indian in the
We're not
cupboard?
talking about big,
search terms again?
Not a fan.
We're not talking
Not a
about
fan.
Not a fan.
All right.
John Lennon hung his candy cane on his microphone.
I was going to eat it later.
So you put it on your microphone to remind you?
I started eating it.
Oh.
And then I can't eat the whole thing.
And you don't want to put it upon the table because germs
it's-
may stick to it.
Oh, there's ink everywhere.
Right, of course,
Right.
yeah.
I wanted to ask a question of the mayor. To the mayor.
Please
For the
feel
mayor.
free to ask it to and of me.
What is the name of your people again? Did we ever find that out?
No, I hadn't. I hadn't mentioned that. I don't think it's important.
Wait, the name? What was it? The name of your people?
Yeah, I don't
Right.
think that's important. Nobody needs to know that.
You know,
let's
we're
talk-
humans. Are you human?
Yeah.
Or just small human?
Soul Eater.
Soul Deer?
Soul Eater? Did you say
Soul
Soul
Deer?
Eater?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Soul Eater.
Soul eater.
We're called soul eaters.
Are you
Soul Eaters?
Do you
Yes.
eat? Do you eat?
I think that's a
the
skateboard.
soul?
Well,
Do you remember how I said we eat cookies? We love cookies.
Oh,
Well,
the
now
soul
I'm
eater.
Yes,
starting to
but
think-
you also said you don't eat those exclusively. Are you eating human being
We're not
souls?
Okay, look. We're not eating like all of the soul. It's just enough. We're little. It's just enough to get by.
Kill him!
Oh, wait a minute.
Get him!
Wait, no, hold on.
Lock him up! Lock him up!
Hold him down!
I'm over here.
Lennon, grab his
He's
candy
too
cane.
fast! He's too fast!
If I gotta get out of here, I need this candy cane with me.
He's been on the show before, and it's wonderful to have him back. Let's first welcome MC Sugarbutt. How are you?
Get on up and get on down. Sugar butt is in your Christmas town.
Oh, very good, MC
All right.
Sugarbutt.
It's snowing. It's snowing. It's snowing and snowing. Scotty Z, how you be?
I'm good. It's actually not snow, it's ho-ho cum. So.
Well, feels so good.
Ho ho come
Ho, ho,
like
ho.
Coke and rum.
Ooh, that's a good song.
I also want to welcome, I don't believe he's ever been on the show before, but he is...
been fan. Long time, first time.
Yeah, he's currently has a currently on MSNBC, the host of Hardball. Please welcome Chris Matthews.
Matthews, Aukerman, it's great to be here. What are your thoughts on politics?
It's very political. What a political year it's been.
So you dodged the question there. What do you think? Quinnipiac poll has you up 12 points. Do you think I representative polls? Quinnipiac?
I don't know what you're
Have you
saying.
ever suffered a Quinnipiac?
Have I ever suffered a Quinnipiac?
Yes, that's valid. Answer that one.
I don't think I've ever suffered from one. No.
You'd know it if you had.
Yeah.
Quinnipiac is a certain kind of stroke that broadcasters get. 12 of them a day.
Oh, is that what they're talking about when they talk about the Quinnipiac polls?
Quinnipiac poll, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's so good to see you.
So it's great to be here. You know, when you think of podcasting, the legendary Tip O'Neill once said, "We got to take a break."
Great. And MC Sugarbutt, you are a musician, and John Lennon here is a musician.
Ooh, John Lennon.
Yeah,
John Lennon
what
was a part of the Doors.
That's just curious. See, that's why I bring it up, because not everyone knows what band I was part of. I was part of a European rock band. The Doors were in America.
You brought him up first. Behind you there is another American band, Mr. Heavenly.
Mr. Heavenly, not in hell. People in jail go to sleep.
Oh, boy.
His rhymes aren't wrong.
That's the best way to pass the time when you're in jail. Just sleep.
MC Sugar Butter, you known for your freestyles?
You know, I'm known all across the world to all the pretty girls about all the raps that you ever did see.
I like that line because it didn't rhyme.
I noticed.
I loved it.
You have a lot of trouble sticking the landing.
You know what, though? Keep going. I think you're going to get there.
Is that Jason Man over there? Jason Man shouts out.
Oh,
just saying hello.
That just ended.
Ho ho.
MC Sugar Bun, if you're done with the primary, will you run third party?
Say that again.
If you're done with the primary, will you run third party?
Oh yeah, it's real indent. I'm gonna run for independent.
Oh, very good.
It's real indent?
Yeah, you never
got
heard
to
that
rhyme
word?
independent.
I know you're not supposed to rhyme the same word twice, but apparently you can just take letters out and that's valid.
No, indent. Space in front of a paragraph. That's real tall. Is that a giraffe?
Do you go,
Hey, he's getting better.
do you go double space?
How'd that giraffe get in here?
Do you double space your documents?
Always double space. Makes the pages longer.
And he's back. Chris Matthews, a lot going on this year. That's safe to say, right?
It's just a fantastic year. It's a wonderful year for politics. You got Vladimir Putin entering the thing.
I mean,
Vladimir Putin polling number one, New Hampshire primary across 5 polls.
That's true.
The outlier is Zogby. Where did we cut down Zogby? Mayor Julius.
That's true. Yeah, I guess
You registered the Zogby poll, 0.4.
Yes, well, that's those polls. Look, it's early days, and I don't think this is the time to be paying attention to polls. Certainly not the Zogby poll.
Okay, that sounds like a guy who's running for office or trying to dodge some kind of scandal.
he is trying to dodge a scandal. He's admitted to eating souls
of evil people.
Well, maybe he could take over for Joe Scarborough when he's done.
Hey, how's his band doing?
I think it's fun. You know what? I go sometimes. I get a nice ale. I drink about half it. You ever see me on MSNBC where it's just me broadcasting in front of like a town hall, people walking around voting and stuff? That's all fake. There's cops all over the place to make sure nobody gets in front of me.
Cool.
Well, good way of reviewing that band.
I always wondered, John Lennon.
Oh, yeah.
You shot me a hat. Did you ever complain to Mayor John Lindsay of New York City? Crime and punishment time.
I said this type of
Crackdown,
stuff
hard on
can't
crime.
happen. It can't happen to a guy like me. If it happens to me, it could happen to anyone.
Are you the walrus?
Look, I don't need to talk about it. I don't think we need to answer that right here, right now. I'll talk to you about that off the air.
Okay, John Lennon, that dodging a question there must hurt. Get shot in the back like that. Would you prefer to be shot in the front? Would that have been better?
I think I would have. I would like to have seen it coming.
But there would be a danger of you getting shot in the nuts, though, if it was from front.
That's true. That is very true.
You get shot in the nuts from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if they're swigging.
If you got a nice
do you wear
fruit
tiny
basket
whities?
hanging out.
I was, at the time when I got shot, thank God I wasn't shot in the nuts, I was walking around the streets with my pants down.
You were?
Right.
They don't talk about that.
They
Tell
don't
me,
talk
John
about that.
Lennon, and tell me slow. Do your nuts hang down real low?
Tell them really slow.
I'll tell you slow.
Let's really take our time with this.
Okay.
In the wintertime, when I'm pantsless in New York City,
Get on down.
they drag on the cold concrete.
Burn up, burn.
In the winter.
Keeping an eye on my nuts dragging by my window. That was a classic Beatles number right there. Was it B-side, C-side, or D-side?
That was a D.
Wow, my gosh.
I have to go. I'm hungry.
Oh, really? Okay, Ho Ho. It's always nice to see you.
Bye. Merry Christmas. Fuck you.
Whoa.
Strong words from Ho-Ho.
Headphones.
All right, so you didn't get a chance to interrogate Ho Ho, but did you ever get a present as a child during the winter times?
Well, sure. I got a bunch of buttons to re-elect Eisenhower.
Eisenhower
Eisenhower buttons.
buttons supporting him? Or?
Sure, I was a founding member of the Scoop Jackson fan club when I was in junior high school. Who else do you want me to reach back to from back then?
If 3 more names would be great, just to place you in time.
Look, Teddy Kennedy was fantastic. Just have Teddy Kennedy crisps. We need them for breakfast. Ted Kennedy crisps.
This is post Chappaquiddick.
Well, yeah, you were supposed to knock the cereal all over it and we almost drowned. Some of them would drown, but then some of them would swim back and testify, and then you could eat your bowl of cereal, Congress.
My gosh. I understand about every third word you're saying, but it's fascinating.
You know what? That's politics. That's just going to go over some people's heads, and about people being involved can be involved.
MC Sugarbutt, how do you spend the holidays?
I spend the holidays with my fam. He's sitting right there. It's Jason Mann. That's my cousin.
Your family? Not related by blood, are you?
Not related by blood, not related by flesh. Hey, you looking real fresh. Is that deodorant under your arms?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I put on a little splash this morning.
Hell
Cool
yeah.
Water brand deodorant.
And Gino always wearing a tank top.
I gotta have a tank top. Sun's out, guns out, skies out, thighs out. Get them going. You could try to get by, but you gotta get trapped.
How many tattoos do you have, Gino?
I have one tattoo, and it's of the island of which I was born.
Yeah.
Long Island, Islip, fantastic airport.
Love that airport.
Really? You
right
spend a
next
lot of
to a
time there?
cemetery where my dad's buried.
Do you go?
I only fly into and out of Islip. Everywhere else I go is Cellatrain, damn truck.
Wait, are you also being a human table at Palm Springs as well? Or are you going into the Palm Springs airport?
Oh, yeah, sure. If you need me at Palm Springs Airport, but I'm going to take the Acela train there, and it doesn't run there. So I'm able to jump it off the tracks and just run it.
It's like a freight
I've got
car
a
jumper?
special loud car. I got special privileges because
You
I
have
was
a loud car?
Yes, there's a quiet car in most Amtrak trains. I have the loud car. I just sit in the front and I go, hey, politics!
All the windows are down.
Yeah, the windows are down. Have you ever cleared cattle just from sheer drool and volume? I have special privileges, Amtrak. I was born in the Acela train somewhere in Chesapeake Bay.
You were? How many years ago now? How old of a man are I look at you sometimes on television and I can't tell exactly your age.
Listen, that's intentional. It's intentional. People have this vanity. You want to look a little bit younger, so I froze myself at 60.
Ooh. You froze yourself?
Yeah, I think that was my peak, so I just always want to look like a 6-year-old man, vibrant.
Right. Okay. So you're above that, but you look...
No, I'm less. I'm youthening like Merlin.
Oh, really?
I just think the gravitas is so 60 years old. Really lends yourself to, the fourth estate.
How do you feel about the current environment we're in? A lot of guys in media, a lot of guys in your world.
Being taken down. Are you any fear
That's
of that
great.
from
More
you?
room for Chris. More room for Chris.
Wait, your show isn't
the halls
expanding,
are empty. MSNBC, very, very few people walking around. A lot less contact physically between people.
That's good.
More room for Chris,
Is More Room for Chris the name of a show you're doing?
That's my weekend show. More Room for Chris.
What do you talk about?
It's my weekend fill-in show or late night show they do. If there's anybody, bam, off the air, Chris Matthews fills in. More Room for Chris.
Is that about politics or about local interests?
It's about local interests. It's about, just school issues, education, bar reviews, Yelp. Look at it, Yelp.
Really, you just go on Yelp and read
reviews? I go
reviews?
on Yelp, and I don't even necessarily vocalize. It's just me clicking through Yelp.
When you walked in, I didn't think your face could get any redder, but I was way wrong. Jesus Christ, Chris, you okay, pal?
Sure, yeah, I'm living on a diet of radishes and strawberry juice.
It's very Christmassy.
Yeah.
It's festive. Yeah, thank you. Any plans for the holidays? What's the controversy? ACLU said you shouldn't have a Christmas parade. You're going to go ahead with it anyway, eat the flesh?
We are going to have a Christmas parade, as we always do, mimicking human behavior. That's what we do.
Where does this parade occur? Because you're in gingerbread
It's
houses
inside
this
the
month.
goddamn walls.
So when you're living in gingerbread houses,
We
you do
go
the
back
parade
in and do
in
the parade.
walls.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's a hassle.
What happens if a human, a full-size human, catches sight of you? Because I've never seen. So you're the first person of your kind that I've ever seen.
Is that so?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite a surprise when we saw you for the first time.
We're out there all the time.
We never see you. So
never seen you.
Adlai Stevenson was surprisingly diminutive.
Well, we're not talking about him. We're talking. He was considerably much taller.
He is like the size of a
a
dollar
euro,
bill of
but
a
not
euro.
a coin.
Smaller than a dollar bill.
Smaller than a dollar bill.
Foreign policy question. Shoot, asbestos. Where do you come down?
I think that asbestos is.
He's in the walls. Asbestos
For him,
in the
it's a
neighboring
big deal.
country.
It's in other walls.
Okay, all right.
Asbestos is an issue that is considered the third rail in politics where I come from.
Oh, yeah.
Third rail. They really useful. This gets me going.
You can't win talking about it. You can't
Reminds
win
you
for
of
it.
that
Can't win
Acela
against
Express,
it.
huh?
Also, a very good bar.
It
third
is,
rail
sure.
bar.
One of the stations down there,
Yeah.
Union Station or
Yeah,
Freedom Station.
how many
or
stars
whatever.
on Yelp?
Stars on Yelp?
Stars on Yelp.
6.5 stars on Yelp.
Wow.
6.5.
That's amazing.
What Yelp
You know
are
what?
you using?
The third rail gets an unfair reputation. Go down, just touch it, lick it sometime. It's a little shock. It's like a battery.
MC Sugarbutt, you ever lick anything you shouldn't have?
Ooh, I'm glad. That's a great QUE, Scotty D. I'm going to answer it for now for you and me.
My middle name is David, and he knows that. We talked about it before.
Most of the time when I'm licking things that I shouldn't be licking, I'm getting ready to do a sticking. Some magicians be doing trickings.
Just a note to the editor: just take out the gears grinding a little bit.
No, keep the gears. I'm all ears, listening to you and all my fears. I'm scared of snakes. I'm scared of bats. I'm scared of roaches. I'm scared of rats. You live in the walls? Damn, that's tall. But you're not.
Wow. That was pretty good.
That was the longest.
That was pretty good.
That's the best one.
The longest he's ever gone.